1. Yo, everyone, what's going on? Welcome to Unfiltered number 8. We've been gone for the last 2 weeks, so happy to be back and ready to talk about a lot of topics that we probably missed over the last 2 weeks. So forgive us if some of the topics seem to be old, but lots of folks have been asking about these topics, so I just figured we'd kind of get them out of the way and get caught up. But Steven, what's going on, man?
Nothing much, just chilling, man.
Chilling, cool. What you been doing the last 2 weeks?
Just playing the leagues.
Just playing the leagues. Awesome. Playing leagues and building some computers, right?
Yep, computers, Athene, the rank 5s. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll be talking about Athene here in a second. Going to have a Fu Manchu by next episode. No, maybe. I'm decided not to shave this week, guys, just because the guys on Climb the Ladder kind of wanted to see what I look like with just stubble, I guess, for a week. So growing it out.
Do you get hair on your cheeks or your chin?
No,
or what?
I don't get much hair at all on my cheeks. Just goatee. Just pretty much goatee area.
That's cool.
I'm just not as manly as you guys, man.
I think Asian dudes with like facial hair look really hot. Do you think?
No, I grew it out once. I grew it out before like our first son was born, and so my wife did. I guess she didn't really care much, but I did. And then I remember my in-laws like told her one time, it's like, dude, tell him to cut that stuff off because it looks terrible. But I didn't cut it off until I think after my son was born, just because I wanted to go hobo style. Actually, my hair was kind of long too. I kind of grew my hair out a little bit and had the goatee going, kind of Chinese Calera style. Except for I'm not as handsome as him.
Look, try to do it like this guy.
Oh shit! What? Oh god! I'm afraid to look. Dude. Okay, he's talking about this, guys. Dude, that guy looks way better than me. I can't do that.
You
look.
can do it if you had the. It's all on the facial hair and the spike.
I don't have any on the side, dude. I just told you I can't even grow it like right
like
here.
Like a hair transplant or whatever, man.
Hair transplant, Rogaine on my face. Is that what we're talking about?
Fucking awesome.
Oh my god. I don't know, maybe, dude. If I could look like him with the facial hair, dude, I'd probably do that, man.
Yeah, man.
That's not what it ends up looking.
How old are your kids?
How old are my kids?
Yeah, what's the youngest one?
3.
Yeah, see, they don't even need you anymore. You just go out prowling for fucking chicks. Your wife can figure something out because you'd be like you'd be drowning in the pussy, man. With that,
dude, I wouldn't be prowling with anybody if I grew it out. I'm telling you, man. It'd be like more of a deterrent than anything else.
Oh man.
I'm telling you, it just kind of gets longer right here, like literally Fu Manchu style.
Oh.
Like those old Asian movies where it's like the
with
real
the white
thin
hair.
Oh my god, it's pay money, exactly. It's like super thin. It's literally like 2 layers thick. It's freaking crazy. But anyways, yeah, enough of facial hair. Let's see, topics. Let's just jump right into some topics. Well, I had WCS EU, but apparently you didn't watch much of it, so I don't know how much we'll be talking about it. But just wanted to bring it up a little bit just because I don't know, for me it went really, really well. Like I tried to watch as much as I could while I was out and just on my phone and everything. And everything I saw that entire weekend and week leading up to it was amazing. And just as a fan, getting to watch all the like just the studio there and like Whitewall was making white milkshakes for everybody during the whole thing. It was kind of interesting. And then just seeing all the European players really kicking ass and really testing like 4GG and MVP. It was pretty cool. But MVP was just amazing as usual. He just destroyed everybody. But Stephano getting to the
status? What's the status? I thought that MVP was having wrist troubles at one point in time. Is that just like not an issue anymore?
I mean, I think he still has some. It's obviously not too bad. Like it's not, I guess, inflamed or anything like that. But it's well, you know how wrist injuries are. They never go away unless you just completely rest it. So I'm sure he still has some issues, but I mean, he's such a badass. It doesn't even matter.
I remember reading something at one point in time that was a little bit troublesome. It had to do with Hero. Oh my god, I don't know if we've talked about this before. Somebody has a picture, but I remember it looked like some of the players that are having wrist issues in Korea are being treated with like these crazy, stupid Korean home remedies.
Oh, you
Like,
mean like acupuncture and crazy stuff like
yeah, like
that?
this
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
electric acupuncture bullshit on his hand or whatever to
Oh
fix his
God.
stuff. Like, stuff that I guess like normally it's cute, but if they have like a real medical problem, like it would suck if they were being hampered or if their health wasn't being treated seriously because they're too busy doing like these homeopathic bullshit things, you know? Oh yeah,
Oh
it was
man, dude, a
Tasia.
lot of people buying into that shit. Hey, lower your camera a little, by the way. But
Well, maybe I'll just sit up some. Fuck.
okay, sit up some. That's fine too, man. Straighten out your that
There
spine.
we go.
Straighten out that spine. Yeah, I mean those homeo, dude. All that Eastern medicine thing, dude. Asians go nuts over it. Like even my parents and in-laws, man, they're all about that shit. It's like
Yeah.
it's they believe in it, and I don't know. Sometimes it seems to work. I mean, I'm not a huge believer in it, but I don't know if it's
If it seems to work,
placebo
then
or
it was
what.
never. Yeah,
You
that's
know,
some placebo shit. And I don't know if it worked, it wouldn't be homeopathic. It would be actual,
that's
be
true. That's
actual
true.
stuff.
That's true. Gosh, this homeopathic stuff's not even as worse as just all the crazy superstitious stuff they believe. Actually,
Yeah.
so
I remember I had this Korean kid on my stream a while ago, and I was running the raid call stuff, and he was telling me about how he was like 16 years old, and every time he goes to Korea, his parents make him try some new thing, like some new weird medical bullshit.
oh
And
yeah.
when he went over, he was 16 years old, and they made him get circumcised at 16. His mom forced him to do.
Ouch. Wow.
Holy shit. Fucking crazy. Does anybody
Dude.
remember that kid from my stream? Oh my god.
What was he like?
Yeah,
Was he
Shane.
was he a guy that was like basically kept in a cave for like his entire youth, and then
Well, like he lived in America and shit for a long time. He just visits his parents in Korea, but he says like every time he goes to Korea that they do like some weird shit for him. I don't know.
oh god, that's crazy. I
Yeah.
remember I knew a guy in college who didn't get circumcised until the freshman year in college, and we were just like, what the hell? But crazy, crazy stuff. That's just Asians for you, man.
I
That's
guess.
what we do. I drink so much of these soups that I don't even know what the hell is in them, but I just drink them anyways.
Oh boy.
I'm
Come on,
serious.
man. You got a responsibility
It's
to
got-
like your kids and shit.
It's got like elephant balls in it or something like that.
Dude, you
It's
got it.
like...
Your kids for your kids, man. Come on. What the fuck? You get them like vaccinated and stuff, right?
Vaccinated? Of course I am vaccinated. Jeez.
Okay, I'm
It's
just
not-
making sure, man.
It's not
Some people
Christian
think
science
the
over
vaccine.
here, dude. Okay, I mean,
That's the equivalent to fucking Eastern homeopathy bullshit. It's the same
it's
fucking
not
thing,
quite.
man.
It's not
It's
quite
the
that
same
bad.
it's the
No
exact
way,
same
dude.
thing.
Hey, there's a big difference between at least trying some crazy herb and just like
No, there's not.
just sitting there
Between,
praying
like,
and doing nothing.
acupuncture and sticking needles in your fucking arm. It does nothing.
Dude, it's chi, man.
Absolutely
It's like
nothing.
we're all made up of energy and chi and
Oh, shit. Chi, is that what we're calling what ATP now? Your mitochondria that make chi in your cells and it goes delivers it to the body.
dude, it's
Holy
better than
shit.
whatever the freaking explanation of the Force was in the freaking Star Wars movies. Oh my god.
That was don't even. Oh my god, it was so dumb.
There you go,
Episodes 4,
midichlorians.
5, and
Oh my
6.
god.
Episodes 4,
midichlorians.
5, and 6. The Force was like this whatever cool thing that existed all over the universe, and it was awesome and whatever. It was just the Force. And it was mysterious. It was almost like magic, but people. It was like awesome. And then they like retconned that. And then for episodes 1, 2, and 3, the Force was like the presence of what did they call it? Like the midichlorian fucking.
Is the
bacteria in
midichlorian
your-
count? Yeah, count in your body or
Yeah.
something like that. Oh,
Oh
man.
my god, so stupid. Fuck that shit. I can't even believe they did that. How lame.
Yep, I pretty much turned off after that happened, and it's just like, oh my god, it's terrible. But it just ruined the whole like mystical aspect of it. It's terrible.
Yeah, I don't know, man.
But all right, Star Wars. Okay, so getting back to the topics. I
Are we
guess
allowed to
not
talk
too
about
much.
movies here?
Who?
Are we allowed to talk about movies on here? We should talk about movies sometimes.
All right, let's talk about movies, man. Let's just do it, man. I love
Have you seen the
movies.
Trek Into Darkness movie?
Who? What?
Star
Star
Into
Trek. I haven't
Darkness.
gotten a chance to. I wanted to watch it either this weekend or next.
Okay.
How was it? Like I heard there was. Isn't there a con? Or somebody's related to Khan or some
I
equivalent
think it
to
was
Khan?
the guy, Khan. His name was
Oh,
Khan.
it was
I never
actually
watched the
Khan?
original Star Trek,
okay.
so yeah.
Oh my god, you didn't watch the original Star Treks?
No, I'm terrible. I'm
Oh
sorry.
my god. Oh, you have to watch that one. That one's one of the best ones. So you didn't even know who Khan was.
I don't know anything about Star Trek.
Oh, so did you watch it? You didn't even watch it?
No, I've seen the first two, like the two Michael Bay movies, but
Oh, okay, okay. So you watched
I
the
haven't
latest one.
seen.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay, cool. Cool. Yeah, yeah. The Wrath of Khan is definitely I think it's my favorite one, so you definitely have to go back and watch it. It might be kind of weird watching it now. Now it's all old and stuff, but still the best one. So how was it? Did you like it?
it was okay. There wasn't enough. We're not really getting into spoilers, but there wasn't enough like spaceship fighting. Like I thought that was like the cool part about the Star Trek was the spaceship stuff.
Yeah. Dude,
Wasn't
in the
enough of that.
spoilers, isn't the Enterprise falling
Or
like
J.
in
I'm sorry, I said Michael Bay. I meant J.J. Abrams. Sorry, I mixed those two
Oh,
guys
that's
up.
true. That's a big difference, actually.
Michael
That's a
Bay does
huge
the
difference.
Transformer shit, doesn't he?
Yeah, he does all the Transformer stuff.
What's the difference between Michael Bay and J.J. Abrams?
What's the difference?
Yeah, the movies seem really similar to me. Like a lot of lens flare, big explosions, lots of CGI.
I like J.J. Abrams movies much better. I mean, it's always Michael Bay movies are always like this. It's the same like epic like music, and it's the same these cheesy moments where they're just kind of looking up in the sky, and then you have all these like crazy camera moves. I mean, they're entertaining. It's just if you're kind of comparing it between J.J. Abrams and Michael Bay, I like both. I just can't believe J.J. Abrams is doing both Star Wars and Star Trek. That's just kind of weird to me.
I'm trying to say it's funny that they say they don't believe in the medicine, and people don't believe that people like this can make a living doing this. How is that related at all? What the fuck?
What?
I'm sorry. Okay. Oh, well, I guess we can't talk about that movie if you haven't seen it, then fuck you.
Well, come on. What else have you seen, man?
That's like it, man. What
Actually, what are your favorite movies? Okay, so let's talk about movies. What are your favorite movies?
I thought Pan's Labyrinth was like the best movie I've ever seen in my life, probably. You ever seen that one?
Are you serious?
Yeah,
I've
have
seen
you ever
it.
seen
I've
it?
seen it. Yeah, I've seen it. It's a good movie.
It's good. He's so brave to actually show it to American audiences subbed instead of dubbed. I thought that was really cool.
Really? What's so crazy about it? There's nothing that crazy about it.
That's like really, that's brave as fuck because you immediately alienate so much of your audience because a lot of people don't want to go and watch a sub movie. They'd rather watch dubs.
That happens all the time, dude. I mean,
When? When was the last big movie that was shown in America that had subs instead of dubs?
it had subs instead of dubs. I mean,
Yeah.
shit. Any of those freaking French movies that are
That were actually
independent
like
flicks.
popular and big.
Pan's Labyrinth was not that big, dude. I think
Fairly big. I mean, the Del Toro guy is pretty famous. He worked with
Oh.
fucking Hellboy and
Del Toro is, but still, like Pan's Labyrinth was not
Passion
big.
of the Christ. Oh, that's true. They did it in Passion of the Christ. That was pretty brave.
Oh, that's true. Okay, Passion of the Christ, I will give you Brave. I mean, that's definitely Brave.
Oh shit.
But okay, so Pan's Labyrinth, that is an awesome movie.
Fuck. I'm sorry. I gotta blow my nose 1 second.
That's all right, go for it. Steven is sick as a dog, guys. So trooper for coming on, still doing the show today. Can't miss 3 weeks in a row. We'd be in territory of other folks that just don't do shows all the time. So, all right, what are y'all's favorite movies in the chat? Let's see them. Type them out.
I
saw
thought that
some.
the Dark Knight was a good movie, right?
Which one? First one?
No, The Dark Knight. Isn't that the name of the second one?
Oh no, the first Dark Knight, right? Or
Yeah.
I mean
Not
just
the
in the
Dark
series,
Knight.
right?
No, well, the second one of the three
The second one, the one with
with the Joker.
the Joker, yeah, with Heath Ledger, yeah. Was that called the Dark Knight? What was the first one then? I thought the first one was the Dark Knight, and then
I don't know, dude.
God, what was the name of the Batman films, guys? Jeez, I'm like forgetting the trilogy. It was. I thought the first one was the Dark
Begins.
Knight, and then maybe the
Batman
Dark.
Begins.
Oh, Batman Begins. Yeah, Batman Begins. That's what it was.
Yeah.
That's what the first one. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, Dark Knight was really good. Yeah, I'll give you that.
Watched The Dark Knight Rises again, and I really liked that movie, but now I'm starting to realize there's like so many flaws with it. It feels like a first draft.
Really?
You see The Dark Knight Rises?
Yeah, the last one, right?
Yeah, there's like so much shit that doesn't make sense anymore. Like if you really watch it, you don't even have to like. I'm not even talking like crazy like conspiracy plot holes or whatever. I'm just like basic shit doesn't really make sense.
Like that
In the
he's a
dark.
cripple, and then all of a sudden he can all of a sudden fight again, maybe.
Well, like I'll always do
Jeez.
the suspension of disbelief around like superpowers because he's like a hero in Batman technology, whatever. You can bullshit that away, but like things like fucking I don't even know. Like how is it that Bane breaks into the stock exchange and he takes it over and he uploads that thing. But then like nothing else happens about that. Nobody thinks anything of it. And then mysteriously, Bruce Wayne has lost all of his money. Like nobody thinks that that's kind of weird that Bane broke in, didn't steal any money, and then Bruce Wayne all of a sudden lost all of his shit. Like, isn't that kind of weird?
Yeah, I mean,
It's like kind of dumb. I don't know. There's like a lot of shit like that that goes on.
well, I mean that's minor. I mean that's like those kind of details don't even, I mean I barely even I didn't even think about that. So that's how minor it is, right? I mean that's not that big a deal for me.
Fuck, there's more, dude. I'm just like, nah, I'm out of it. The fighting sucked. The fighting sucked in all of the movie. It was like really dumb. They look like this. Like when they're fighting, all the fights look like this.
Well, yeah, I mean, how can you move when you're in a freaking bodysuit like that damn thing is? I mean, whoever the
I
actor
don't know.
is
Look at
can't
the
even freaking
cartoons.
move.
Batman did it in the cartoons. They could have tried a little bit harder. Like
Batman was wearing spandex in the fucking cartoon.
They look like
I mean,
Rock'em Sock'em robots. Like, come on, it was just, fuck that.
that's because I mean that rubber shit he has. Oh my god, I couldn't
the-
move in that thing, man.
Why is it that when okay, here's two questions. Why is it that when Batman broke out of the prison, why did he throw the rope down for all of the horrible criminals?
Why?
Yeah.
Because
Like,
man,
there's
maybe,
probably
maybe
some
they
people that
became
deserve-
friends and they became.
There's probably some people that deserve to be down there, don't you think? Like, don't you think there were like some criminals down there that like legitimately raped and murdered, and you just like freeze all of them? Wouldn't that be like
What are you
leading to
talking
some
about? They all
problems?
look like Buddhist monks down there, dude. And I think all of them.
Also,
deserve
that's
a
supposed to be like
new
the worst
chance.
prison in the world, but it seems like they have an adequate supply of food and water, and they've got like their own community. There are no wardens and shit. Like, it doesn't seem that bad, and they have fucking TV. Unless you think Bane just brought it there, I don't know.
Dude, they were beating the shit out of each other, right? Like, I mean, not necessarily him, but they were.
How do you? Okay, here's like, so this is going into a little bit deeper. We talked about this on my stream the other day. How is Batman able, since I work out a little bit now and I understand a little bit more, how is it that Batman is able to rebuild his body in that prison with an adequate supply of nutrients? There's only one way that he
Oh,
could get
God.
enough protein.
Oh my god, we're talking about this crap now, okay?
He
Like,
could get enough protein to rebuild his muscles. Where do you think he got that protein from?
well, tell me how he realigned his back first, okay? And then you can tell me after he broke his back.
I think he got that protein from sucking everybody off.
Oh shit! Oh
It's
my
the only
god!
way to
Why,
do
why
it.
could I see
I
that
think they
coming?
would've gotten
God.
tons of fucking. Where would he get all of the fucking protein to rebuild all of his body while he's down stuck in that prison?
Oh gosh, I should have seen that coming. Oh man.
Well, nobody saw any of that coming. It was like,
Oh
no,
shit!
How else would he have done it? That was dumb. And there's
I have
like a
no
lot of,
retort
like,
to
little
that. I have
dumb
really
things.
no retort. I have no retort to
There's
that.
little dumb things. Why is it that those guys? You say Batman's suit is so big. Well, when those people walked down onto the ice, it cracked and they fell. How was Batman able to walk on the ice with his huge fucking suit and he didn't fall through?
Well, he didn't walk nearly as far as the other guys walked.
Batman came from out in the ice. He came all the
Did
way
he?
from out there, like he was just walking on the fucking ice shit.
What?
You know what would have been?
When was
fast?
that? I
You know
don't
what-
remember
you know
that.
Do you know what polar bears do on the ice?
They
Okay, so
slide
if
on
you
it.
wa-
They just.
If a polar bear were to walk on the ice with its legs, it would probably fall through, right? So what polar bears do is
They
they
lie
lay
down,
there and
right? Yeah.
body down, yeah, to
Yeah,
distribute their weight
yeah,
evenly.
yeah.
What
They,
if
they drag
and-
themselves across
out.
it. Yeah.
What if Batman would have came out like that? That would be fucking. That would have been awesome.
Yeah, he's sitting there pulling himself while everybody with freaking machine guns are shooting his ass. Yeah, that would be
He
great.
has perfect aim with his insta knockout tranquilizer darts. He already knocked them all out anyway.
Well, okay, maybe. I guess he could have had a camo suit too. That was it'd make him look white. It'd be like Frodo's little cape or whatever that made him look like rocks for some darn reason. Like all of a sudden in the movie.
I didn't like the way that they do. I know that they were trying really hard to keep it like PG-13, but the lack of blood was really weird and it's kind of silly sometimes. Like there were some scenes where people would get shot and then it would just zoom into them afterwards and there was no blood at all and he was laying there looking like an idiot. Like remember when Talia was driving away from the from where Bane and Batman was and she was like, kill them all. And then she drives away and it like shows like that big like police commissioner guy or whatever and he's like, or like the mayor I think. No, it wasn't the mayor. I don't know who it was. Some big police chief guy. And he was, like, looking around, and then all of a
Gordon?
sudden it zoomed to her. What?
Gordon or
Gorman, not Gorman. The other guy who was scared originally.
oh yeah the guy who was hiding okay
Yeah, but then he came out, and then, like, they just drive by, and then it zooms into his body, and he's just, like, laying there. There's, like, no blood or anything. Like, did he get shot? Like, I don't even fucking know. Like, it just seemed...
yeah, but again the blood is I don't know the blood doesn't matter so it's
The
like
way
why
that
have
Bane
it?
died was super anticlimactic. It
That
was like
that for
when
sure was anticlimactic. It
Catwoman
was-
just drives in and just shoots him. Like,
Well, I mean, they just pull his mask first, right? It's just like, dude, I didn't do that in the first place, man. It's like that's like
also,
the easiest thing. There's these tubes just running right here. It's like, come on. I mean,
how
it's
does Thane eat?
Yeah, that's true. It's a big dude too.
We
We gotta get to this discussion. Is this gonna be another one of those discussions? How does he get protein?
It's like when I rewatched the movie, I realized that
Yeah.
it seems like a rough draft. Like if I was an English teacher, I'd probably give it a C minus, and I would hand it back, and I'd say, turn in your final revision at the end of the week, and you'll probably get an A on this. You know?
Yeah. Okay. All right. Sure. Sure. Little things. I mean, I agree that those things were kind of peculiar, but I actually didn't even notice it. So it's just, I don't know. I was just so immersed in everything else. I was confused. They definitely redirected me very well in what they were doing there. But all right, okay. So movies, we can definitely talk about. We can talk about anything on this show. This show's not just about just esports and gaming. So whatever comes up. So what do we want to talk about next? Let's see. What do I have? Oops. What do I have here? All right, let's just talk about let's do a brief summary of the whole Athene thing, like a week and a half ago or whatever it was. So obviously Athene called up, and you had that. I mean, I actually ended up watching it, like the VOD or whatever, afterwards. And how are you guys now? Like, did you guys just leave it at B, or do you? I mean, it was this whole like super nice powwow. It was like I was telling you before. It was like kind of painful listening to it, because I'm like sitting here listening to you try to like you're all scared and shit, like walking like eggshells and crap when you're talking about him and his, I guess, following and stuff, and not wanting to offend them. And then he comes on and obviously is trying to be kind of the righteous one, right? So how did that actually all get resolved? I'm not sure I actually saw the very end of that conversation.
We were buddy buddy. It was all good.
Are you guys buddy buddy now?
I think so. We're pretty buddy buddy. I mean, kind of, sure.
How was that video, actually? I didn't even watch it a second ago.
Oh, he says he wants to quit law because he got a warning.
A warning? Oh my god. Okay. But your thoughts on everything you said before haven't changed, right? I mean, you still think
correct.
The same thing about
Yeah, no, yeah, but I mean, he knows it. My goal was, I know this might be hard to believe, but sometimes I can be kind of hot-headed when it comes to arguing about things that I'm passionate about. Like, it's been said in the past, sometimes, very rarely, that I will lose my temper on certain shows when talking about certain things that I feel are important. Obviously, these are just when I make the mistake of having my passion come through, and it shines so bright that sometimes it blinds everybody from the actual message I'm trying to convey, So, my goal in talking to Athene was to try to be very, very, very calm, be very reasonable, and not to just turn it into a fuck you, I hate you, you're doing this stupid fucking shit, I blah blah blah, So that's why it sounded like I don't want to say, I don't think I sounded condescending, I tried really not to, but like it sounded really strange. Yeah, it just sounded like I was just trying to be very calm. I don't know if I'd like to say walking on eggshells, but I guess in a way it was kind of like that. Because for me, every conversation that doesn't involve me going crazy, it was apparently walking on eggshells.
The reason I said that is because before he actually loaded up in Skype and was talking to you, you were just kind of like, oh man, I don't want to do this. I don't want to do this.
Dude, I was mad as fuck. I was mad as fuck, dude. His video made me mad as fuck. Everything made me. I was so fucking mad going into that. It would be like watching a show where two people are shit talking you and then getting high-fived when they make an irrelevant point after being on the show. Like, I was mad as fuck. I was ready to go. I was ready to fight. I would put me in, coach, and we were going to take him out. But then I collected myself, and I remembered how much I owe my wonderful fans to me not to be a crazy fucking lunatic. And how much I owed Athene's fans.
Is this the new Destiny? Is that's what it is? Is this what this is?
No, what really happened at the end of the day was I watched the Gaming for Good Athene music video, and I saw all of those African kids, and I realized, if I can help Athene now, I can help them African babies get the money that they deserve and to get the houses. And then I realized that it was bigger than just me or Athene or Destiny or gaming. It was about them kids, and I got my attitude under control.
It's like a Cartman moment, dude. What is this, man? What is this? But, okay. So we're going to see more of this, I guess, in the future? A lot of rational Steven.
I'm always rational. I'm a very rational person, but I have to find ways. The hardest part I have a big problem sometimes when I argue with other people, and that I assume that they're completely reasonable and rational, which is a horrible, horrible, horrible assumption to make when you disagree with somebody. Because if you disagree with somebody and you think you're being rational, why would you treat them as being the same kind of rational as you? Because obviously they're not, because if they did, they'd already believe you, you know?
Yeah.
It'd be like arguing against a religious person and thinking that you could just have a 100% straightforward, legitimate, rational conversation. They would just accept everything. Like, it's dumb. Why would you ever think that, you know? And I have a problem sometimes. In the past, I've had a big problem in that. And a lot of the ways that I present my arguments, even though I consider them to be reasonable or rational, they don't do very much in terms of appealing to somebody that disagrees with me. So I try to look at things more from the other person's point of view now, such that if I were to disagree with me, why would I disagree with me, and what would I have to say in order to make myself disagree or agree with me? Does that make sense?
Yeah, yeah, I know what you mean. Just
So
standard
like,
type of
yeah.
debate-ish type
But the
of thing.
biggest problem is that on some topics or some arguments that I take up are a little bit bigger than me sometimes. Like I murder myself for some. No, I'm just kidding. Not that. But there are topics that I argue about that are necessarily larger than who I am. Like whether it's got to do with video, like language in video games, like should you say rape or faggot or racial slurs or whatever.
Yeah.
Or like in the State of the Game episode where like how should Blizzard be treating the community? There are these arguments that represent ideas and topics that are much larger than me as an individual. And there are a lot of people that disagree with what I have to say, not just fans, but other people that might just share my point of view. And when I go on a show like that, and I'm a relatively intelligent person, and I have the ability to speak to large audiences, and when I go on a show like that, and it devolves into me either screaming or shouting or making a big exit, I do a disservice to everybody that shares my point of view, because instead of getting across that point of view in a polite, argumentative way that might convince other people to believe what I'm saying, it just turns into a whatever that accomplishes nothing, and it's a waste of everybody's time, you know?
Yeah, I hear it, man. This is the new mature Steven. Holy shit, man. This is
Shut the fuck up. It's not the new and mature. Every time I change myself, it's just lowering the expectations I have of everybody around me, and then realizing
Oh,
that
come on. That's
with
that's
lower
not true.
expectations.
How's that true? Like what you just talked about is
Sorry.
all
Go
internally.
take any
internal
fucking
terms.
class on management in a restaurant or fucking anything having to deal with bad customers or whatever. Like that's all they tell you. Like you have to treat everybody like they're a fucking idiot, and then you do your nice condescending bullshit. And I'm sorry, I didn't mean that last part. Forget I said that because now I sound like an asshole. I'm just kidding.
Dude, you built up all this like great, this whole great thing about you. You definitely starting to look at it from the other's point of view. And
No, it has to do with getting your goals across. So, what Siebel said, I disagree. Destiny's exit from in the game was awesome and just a really good reality check for Idra and Control. Like, kind of. Like, it was awesome in terms of, like, the burn was sick as fuck. Like, that's probably, like, one of the sickest burns I've ever left on the internet. It was pretty good.
what you
And
leaving?
yeah, that burn was sick as fuck. Maybe when all the Koreans switch to LoL, you two can win tournaments again, and that's why you want the community. That was a sick as fuck burn.
It was, but then you left, and that wasn't. I
Yeah,
thought that
but
you meant when you left,
the
but
reason why I left was because I didn't think any more good conversation would happen, and I was way too fucking enraged and tilted after I saw the high five. I was like, "Fuck that shit." So I took off after that. But what did I accomplish there? Like in the end of the day, I didn't serve a means to like illustrating my argument at all. It was just Destiny is really funny, and that was a really sick burn. But like that's not like I can do that on my own stream anytime. Like I could have approached that much, much, much more calmly. Pain User agreed with a lot of what I said, pretty much. All
yeah,
of
he
what I said.
did actually. That was one thing that nobody even talked about is that Pain User was actually not in that
Yeah.
boat and at all. Like that whole
And
thing.
most of the community agrees with me. Like that's not even me being arrogant. It's just common fucking sense. Like most of the community agrees that Blizzard needed to do a lot of fucking work with Wings of Liberty, which they've done with Heart of the Swarm. They've done a lot of shit on Heart of the Swarm that a lot of us wanted to see in Wings of Liberty, which is good.
Yeah,
And the
yeah.
WCS thing, like all of this is furthering the narrative that I had that Blizzard needs to take a more active role in managing their shit, and that the community can't do it alone because then you'll just fade away and fizzle and die like every other game in the past has when they whatever doesn't support it.
Yep.
So I feel like I could have illustrated that argument a lot better. I would have come out looking like as good as I looked to leave that show with that kind of a burn. Can you imagine how good I would have looked for them to go high five each other and then for me to carry on the discussion in a civil and
Yeah,
better
I mean, it was.
people would have been like, I can't believe Destiny didn't freak out like when they did that. I would have lost my mind. Holy shit. He's so like I can't like it would have looked a lot better for me to walk the high road there rather than to go down to their level and then beat them with my experience and being an asshole. No, I'm just kidding.
No, I think you're
what
right. I think you're right. I mean, if you would have not have just left that way, I think, I think your arguments would have had just
More
would have been
yeah.
strong, would have
Would
been
have
much stronger in the community.
it would have been more about the actual arguments and the
Yep.
topics being discussed, than rather than some stupid like, oh, haha,
Yeah.
like that.
Well, I mean, because the arguments you made, I mean, that just the blog you made, I mean, that was like number one on Reddit for the longest time, that day or those 2 days. So it was obviously something
So,
that the community felt strongly about, anyways. And having you on the show and talking about it was, just a step beyond the blog. And then, just having Idra and In Control, just being the antithesis. I guess your antithesis there was well. I mean, I think it just helped your cause, but then in the end, we all know what happened at the end. So
sure.
it's all, I don't know, it's all good. And this was all after you were on Pro Corner, right? You were just on Pro Corner talking about all this shit too. I think, wasn't that right? Wasn't that the episode you
Yeah,
and
there was like
Desro
3 or
and
4 different shows where everybody
Yeah,
wanted to talk about
God,
it. Because
it
they don't
was-
want to dick ride my popularity. Fuck you, bro.
what? Oh my god, dude! No, that's just I was just trying to just. Jeez.
I'm just kidding.
Oh god. Fuck you, man! I'm not doing shit with you ever again. No.
Oh shit.
No, but no, that's cool. That's it's good that you're approaching it that way, and I think a lot of folks that know you or just kind of fans of you just know that those moments where you're super passionate and just go into this a little bit reckless mode, I guess you could say.
It just
it's
depends on what
it's not very often.
Yeah, I mean, it just depends on what I'm doing. Like, it has to be in an appropriate setting, and it has to be with a certain message. Like, if it's in a game or whatever, or if I'm having a one-on-one argument with somebody that's not very important, and it's just some stupid shit, like, then it's kind of funny there, and it's more appropriate there. But if it's for a different cause, if it's for something a little bit bigger than just myself, or it has to do with something that I feel very strongly with, that I would actually like to convince people of, then I do a disservice to my own argument and to everybody that agrees with me by representing that with some extremist bullshit,
Right.
flaming troll epic la la la.
Yeah. So you think you actually accomplished in convincing Athene of anything?
I thought that the argument that I had was very, very, very good. It was the same shit that I've been saying, but I thought
we've
I
talked about
presented
it here. So
Yeah, in a really reasonable manner, because it could have easily turned into a scream fest with me and Athene. And Athene was cool too. Like, he wasn't trying to be.
Yeah,
like,
he was
super
rational. He's pretty calm too. So
Yeah, everything was fine. Apparently later he disagreed with everything I said.
yeah, that's right. That's what I heard too.
Yeah, because now he doesn't do Athene can fix all of his problems by just playing normals. Every problem that Athene has to go away, but apparently he just disagreed with that because now he's back to playing ranked.
Well, that's because, like you were talking, it has a lot to do with the branding of everything that he's done. So, he doesn't have to, like you said. He could easily just switch that over, but that's just what he wants to do. But okay, enough of that, Athene. Everybody's asking for the VODs. Guys, it happened on Steven's stream, so good luck finding that VOD. Honestly, maybe somebody's found it and linked it. I'm not sure, but it happened I don't know, what was it, like a week and a half ago or something like that? It's, roughly around that. So maybe you can find it. But the VOD, pretty much the entire VOD is that discussion, if I remember correctly, so you'll probably find it. All right, let's move on. Another topic or news that's kind of old now, but a lot of people have been asking it just the last couple of weeks, tweeting me since we didn't have the show. Wanted to see what you thought about, or just both of us think about, Idra leaving EG, or Idra just parting with EG and just stopping playing competitively, and then even Stephano's announcement that he's going to be retiring at the end of summer. And I think that's it. I mean, there's some other retirements here and there, but actually Select's coming back, which is kind of cool. But what do you think? What do you think about Idra and actually EG-wise? Like, what do you think about those two? Basically, EG losing two, I think, fairly big. I mean, they're huge names for their brand, right? So
yeah, Idra and Stephano are easily two of the largest names that they have. That's pretty damn. I don't know. After that, all they really have is In Control. Like, who else do they have?
They have the Muslim, Thorzane, but Thorzane's not like I don't really necessarily have that EG brand on Thorzane so much. When I think
the
about
Muslim
Thorzane.
is, and Suppy is, so a lot of people like Suppy, but like in terms of like, Hawk is, in terms of like iconic, like EG, that was the kind of the trifecta, was like Idra. Well, really, Idra and In Control.
It's really
like
Idra and
EG staples. Yeah. But then Stephano has his own huge following and whatnot too. So for them to lose Idra and Stephano is pretty big, I think.
Yeah, I think so too. I mean, Stephano's, for a long time was arguably the best foreigner, right? And it's huge, huge value. So yeah, basically losing those two guys in the span of, I mean, Stephano's supposed to. I think he said he was going to start going to school or whatever in August, I think. So in the span of like 3.5 months or so, maybe 4 months, they're gonna be losing those two guys. So that's kind of nuts. What do you think about Idra's decision to go into casting and that sort of thing?
It's perfect. I said Idra should have done it for a long fucking time. He's got a huge brand, a huge image. He's never levied it personally for himself. He's got a lot of shit that he can do with it. But he's starting to get more serious into that now, so...
Yeah, I mean, EMG just signed him too, which, I mean, honestly, that wasn't even a surprise given that he's pretty closely tied to Artosis too. And, but yeah, so it'd be interesting. Like I've definitely enjoyed Greg's casting in the past, but I wouldn't say he's like a natural caster or anything. Like I wouldn't think of him as a caster. Just like if it wasn't StarCraft 2, I could never see Greg casting anything else, right? While some of these other casters I could see casting other sports or other games and that sort of thing.
Sure.
So
he just fills the niche. He just fills the niche of a caster that's played a lot competitively, so people know that he knows what he's talking about. So he offers some decent insight into the matchups.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to move your.
In my opinion, I think casting is really kind of sad in the StarCraft 2 world. There's only, in my personal opinion, and some people might disagree with this, I think there's only one real StarCraft 2 caster.
And he is.
You know who it is? Come on, this is so easy.
Okay, let me name some. One real StarCraft 2. Okay, so
just
Artosis.
one real
Artosis.
StarCraft. Okay, maybe a couple more.
What? It's not even Artosis.
Artosis.
My God,
okay, there's two. Okay, I brain farted really hard there. Okay, there's two. It's Artosis and Diapollo. Diapollo is more impressive to me than Artosis. I feel like but Artosis is obviously really good just because he watches so many games and he loves StarCraft and he plays and whatnot. But Diapollo seems to me like the only guy that I've ever seen that I could see like Diapollo like staying up until like 9, 10, 11 o'clock every night, like researching players that he's about to be casting so that he knows exactly what he's going to be talking about.
Yeah, and he does.
That kind of stuff is really, really, really impressive to me. Diapollo seems like the only guy who actually takes casting like super... Oh, he's not with Dignitas anymore? I don't know, whatever I call him.
No.
Whatever,
he started at Dignitas. He's actually not officially at Dignitas.
Okay, whatever. Yeah. Apollo seems to be like the only, like, if you would have like a job, like if you listen, like when you turn on like sports or whatever, you listen to like a caster, I guess announcer or whatever, like if I turn on local sports, like you know that the guys always follow the teams, like you listen to him like, oh well, this guy, he's always had trouble from the 3-pointer line, last game he scored, he only scored like 4 out of 15 baskets, or like shit like that. Like that kind of information is really cool. Like it sounds like the caster is really invested in and understands exactly what he's talking about. And I feel like Apollo is the only guy that really does that at a really fucking high level,
Yeah. No, I agree. And it's funny because I've always... I think in the past I haven't really valued as the whole kind of predicting what's about to happen for casters. Like I feel like a lot of casters feel like that's really super important, and I guess other players think that it's really important that the casters kind of talk about what's going to happen. And what ends up happening is the casters end up trying to guess, and a lot of times they're wrong, right? And then they kind of looking bad, and nothing's gained from that, right? So I've always
the problem is that. The problem is that a lot of people don't understand that, first of all, the first problem is casting right now is more just a personality-based thing. If you've got a big following, then you're a caster. Day9, Husky, blah, blah, blah.
These guys if you speak decently, too, I mean,
Well, kind of. I mean, Axeltas probably has a worse list than me, no?
Dude, I've had
not insulting or anything. I'm just saying.
I have had so many discussions or arguments with people over Axel because some people love him. Like, just think he's got an amazing tone.
Axelab, that was my bad.
Oh, okay. So Axelab, yeah. So Axelab, sure, okay.
Yeah.
His pitches, his tone is, yeah.
Yeah. So this is how you should cast. If you're really good at knowing StarCraft 2 and you want to be like a really good caster, this is how you should cast a match. Okay. Your responsibility as a caster should be to identify what's going on in the game right now, what's going to be going on, and what needs to happen for each player to do what they want to do. Like that would be like a perfectly casted match. We don't always need to know the supply counts. We don't always need to know like when they're expanding or they're to their 5th or what, like that stuff is good. But what the game should be about is, for instance, let's say that I'm playing Terran and I have an all-in build going on where I'm gonna do an 8 Hellbat drop or whatever, or what would be 4 Hellbats because you need them like 2 in each medevac.
Okay,
like,
sure.
it would be like that's going on, and the Zerg is doing a 2-base muta build, okay? The earlier you can identify that as a caster, the earlier you can start speaking to the Zerg needs to have his Overlord spread. He's going to be trying to do a lot of damage with his Hellion, with his Hellbat drop. The Zerg has to see if he can scout a little. Like, that's what the focal point of the game becomes. Right now, casters, in my opinion, from what I look, casters are more kind of the just like telling you everything that's happening and then just kind of analyzing it, rather than like really honing in on like what needs to be paid attention to and like the really important aspects of the match. You know, in my opinion, I think that doing stuff like that will make it much easier for the audience to follow along with. You know,
Yeah,
like
go ahead, keep going.
or, like, I was just gonna say, like, because audiences don't necessarily know the intricacies. Like, what does it mean? Like, even like stuff that we take for granted. Like, well, the Zerg is taking a really early third. Okay, like, what does that mean? He's just gonna have an earlier third. Like, but what it should really be about is the Zerg is gonna try to secure this Expo. If he gets this, he's probably gonna be in a really good spot. The Terran has to do some damage here. Let's go see how the Terran is going to try to do damage, and that's what we're going to follow. You know, the Terran is opening with Stone Mines. Zerg doesn't have Overseers. Like, that's like becomes the focal point of the action, and it gives the people watching the game like something really simple and easy to hone in on. You know, like could you imagine if they were to cast an American football game like they do with a StarCraft game, and with American football it's a lot easier because you typically follow the ball and where the ball is going, right? But could you imagine, like, Day9 or Husky, not bashing those people in particular, but most casters today, it would be like, okay, they hike the ball, the front line, blah, 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 the defenders, blah, blah, blah. Like, like, trying to follow every single football play would be a disaster. Like, nobody would actually understand, you know, like, it'd be like, well, like, I don't care what every single person is doing. Like, you just want to follow the ball, you know? Like, is the quarterback going to pass? Is he going to run? Who is he passing to? Who can he pass to? Like, the focal point, the action is always on, like, where the ball is moving to. And in StarCraft 2 casting, I don't feel like that happens in that. It feels like we're just listening to everything.
So, yeah, I kind of... Okay, so your example... It's not that I don't agree with you. I generally agree with everything you're saying, that just a fuller understanding of just how the game is developing will enhance the casting and just what when you're talking about how it kind of affects the entire landscape of the entire picture of the game. But your analogy there with football is, I actually think football is all they do is play by play, and then whenever they have breaks, those 30 seconds between plays, and then they have replays, that's when they kind of do this analysis, quick analysis, or this type of information that we're talking about. But when the live action's happening, it's almost like what happens in LoL, like when you're watching LCS or any of that game.
But
it's the same
play-by-play
thing,
for
right?
football is it follows the ball. It always follows the ball. You know?
Okay.
Like,
I mean, but
that's typically.
But that doesn't talk about the strategy of the whole game, and what's really happening there, right?
Well, I'm just saying, like, no. I'm just saying that, like, when you're casting, when you've got the announcers and they're talking about football or hand egg or whatever, typically, like, that's like the whole action is geared towards what's going on with the football, So, like, in StarCraft 2, like, I don't necessarily care that somebody, like, I don't want to hear that somebody just added on 2 barracks when there's like a game-breaking drop going on, like in their main base, or like they're going around like watching like little skirmishes and shit. Like, as a caster, if you're really into the game, then you should be able to identify those really exciting, those really key points of what is going to make or break the game. Because I've watched some games that'll get casted and it'll be like the casters don't necessarily know, like, well, damn, it looks like this guy's winning, blah 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 blah, but they didn't pick up on the fact that like the Terran did a fucking this had to work. This attack, this timing had to work. And if it doesn't work, the Terran's going to be behind an SCVs, blah, blah, and that's like the most exciting, hyped, climactic point of the game. And they kind of like don't necessarily follow that, or they're like going around looking at drops, talking about expos, blah, blah, but they're not honing in on the fact like all of the audience excitement should be built up towards this one climactic attack. Because if the Terran's timing doesn't fucking work, he's probably going to lose the game. Like, that's what casters have to identify that earlier, and then talk about that. Like, we see that the Zerg, he doesn't have a Roach Warren up, he doesn't have a Baneling Nest up. How is he going to survive this timing attack that's coming from the Terran? If the Terran does a lot of damage with it, it's going to be like, that has to be the focal point of the action. It's all like I said, it would be like in a football game where, like, right as the quarterback is about to pass, if the guys on the announcement thing were talking about like what was going on at like the what do you call it, the defender line, the line of scrimmage, like nobody cares about what's going on there when like a pass is happening. We want to know, like, is the pass is it gonna be caught, is it gonna fail, is it intercepted? Like, that's like where the action is. And I feel like casters have a lot of trouble knowing enough about the ins and outs of the games to identify what's really, really important,
Yeah, I mean, I think a really good caster, so I think a lot of it has to do a little with the observer too, because a lot of the casters are just actually watching whatever the observer's showing them, right? And a really, really good caster like Apollo can see the minimap and can actually, can understand what's going on in the game to the point where, hey, he's like, "Can you switch the camera like to that?" I mean, sometimes you actually hear him say that, and you know that's
That one guy,
definitely a sign of
everybody
how
always
great he
texts
was.
off that one guy. Is it Legend? ST Legend? For having like legendary camera?
Well, I mean, Korea, yeah. I mean, he's the guy in Korea,
That
basically.
guy, like, and I've seen videos of him where, like, he'll keep going back to something that he feels the casters need to talk about, right? That's him, right? If
Yeah,
there's, like, like, some Ghost Academy being built, like, he'll keep going back to that and he'll center on that.
and they
Like,
won't talk about
he
it.
seems, yeah. But he seems like the kind of guy who, like, knows, like, this is the important shit that needs to be talked about. We don't care that 4 gateways just got added on, blah, 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 blah. Like, what we care about is the Protoss is
That's a
about to
good point.
attack the third. Like right now, you know, like I'm just saying, I'm not saying that you should omit those details or whatever. I'm just saying that identifying those lines make things much more exciting, I think, from an audience perspective, when you really know like what the important parts of the game are that you need to follow on. Because it's impossible to talk about every single thing at once. You can't talk about, oh, he's spreading his overloads, oh, he just made 16 drones and 4 links, oh, he's like, you can't talk about all of that at once. Like,
Yeah.
it's you have to figure out the important shit to relay, and then you kind of build like excitement that way, I think.
Yeah, I agree with you. And Apollo, like you said, does a really, really great job of all of the little balances like that you're talking about. And it's hard to actually, it's hard to actually pinpoint the things. But you know, one of the
Sure.
things that people trying to generalize is again trying to predict what's going to happen versus what you're talking about, which is really knowing as a player what's going to happen, whether it's an all in, you know, what the implications are of this all in and that sort of thing. And
Yeah.
the one thing I have to say is like that is annoying sometimes is people value that so much, the whole prediction part so much that you end up getting to these spots in a lot of the casts where it's just like, okay, it's time to predict what they're going to do now that they've taken 3 gases. You know, well, it could be a Stargate or it could be, you know, a Dark Shrine. I mean, those kind of things actually drive me crazy whenever that's happening. But it doesn't drive me crazy when Apollo does it because Apollo's right a lot of times, you know. So I guess it's just all about accuracy. If you're accurate a lot, then you know nobody's going to notice, and it's going to be just basically just push you up even higher in terms of how good
Sure.
a caster you are. But if you're
There's,
wrong,
and there's
half the
also
time,
there's also different ways of presenting it too. Like you can't like predicting stuff is good, but if you're calling games really early, which is sometimes a problem that I feel Idra has, calling games early.
he calls
like,
games early when he's
destroys-
playing, dude.
Yeah. But I'm just saying, like, your job as a caster is to draw the audience in like as much as possible. Like you want to be, I can't think of an analogy. Like the Fox News, I guess, of some stupid thing, like a Democrat does something like really dumb or nobody cares about it, and then Fox News like hypes it up and makes it sound like the Democrats are destroying America, blah blah blah. Like that's kind of like your job as a caster. Like your job isn't just to relay 100% analytical information, blah 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 blah. Like your job as a caster is to make the game exciting for players. For instance, Zerg does a triple expand. Cats, we're playing Cats. Okay, he does 3 hatches before pool because he's fucking crazy. Enemy Protoss is 4 gating. Okay, so like if you were casting it, like one really easy thing to say was, oh my god, the Protoss going for a 4 gate. Cats missed a scout on the expo because he denied it with a probe. I don't know if that's possible. Or the positioning of his buildings is really good. Cats has 3 hatcheries. There's no way he's going to be able to defend this. The pool is way too late. 4 gate is coming. Like here goes the proxy pylon. Cats can't stop it. Like there's no way he can defend it. Like he's completely fucked. Here comes the warp in. He's like there's nothing Cats can do.
That's
You know,
boring,
you know.
but
As
yeah,
opposed to that,
yeah.
like, but I mean, like a lot of people will call games like that. Like oh, like blah blah
Yeah,
blah.
I hate
like,
that.
It's over. Like there's no way. Yeah,
I hate
you know, like
that
a lot of
shit.
people like rather than that, it should be like Cats is gonna have to pull out like some amazing drone macro. Like he's got to get that pull out as fast as possible. Maybe he can get some spines at his expo if he gives it the third. You know, like it's not likely to happen. It's really unlikely. You know, if you 2 hatch 3 hatch before pool, probably gonna lose the game. But if you call it early, like the audience isn't invested anymore. Nobody wants to watch that. Like fuck. Like
Well, not just that.
No,
Like
you know.
you're setting yourself to be wrong too. If for some reason it does, you know, it does work out the other way, and obviously that makes you look bad. But dude, your example about Fox News. So you want people to editorialize? I mean, you want like O'Reilly type of things?
I'm sorry,
I mean,
maybe the Fox News, I can't think of a better example. Not necessarily like editorialize, but just make things like I want to feel excited when I watch a game. Like fuck, like
Yeah,
I know
I
Cat's
agree,
probably
yeah.
gonna lose, but like hype up the underdog. Like I want to hear like what does Cats have to do to win this game? Like he has to have perfect drama grass, blah 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 blah. Like that kind of shit is way more exciting. And then when the 4 gate comes through and it does stomp and he loses, then fine. Like that's kind of what we all expected. But
Yeah.
I hate hearing games called like half into the game.
Yeah.
I
I know
want
what you
the
mean.
game.
It's kind of like
Just-
it's kind of like the
You're
cool.
probably right.
Yeah.
And like for me, like as somebody who's played a lot of StarCraft, like I can usually tell halfway through if a game is over now. Like if it's a standard build or less, like I can tell. But like for the average person that's just watching, they might not know. Like don't just like stifle all their excitement and call it. Like a lot of the excitement from StarCraft 2 comes from not knowing a lot about it. Like if
Yep.
you knew as much as a pro gamer knew about StarCraft 2, a lot of the games would be a lot more boring to you because you would realize halfway through like, oh, there's absolutely no way, you know? Like I'm part of a lot of Skype calls where people are talking about like, oh my god, like do you think you can do this? Like blah 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 blah, and it's
Yeah.
genuinely exciting to watch. And like I'll turn on the game and it's like this game is 100% over. Like he's 3-3 upgrades, Zerg is 1-2, he has no expo, he's not mining gas. Like there's no way he can win, you know? But if the casters are doing a good job at hyping up the possibilities for a Zerg comeback, the average person watching doesn't necessarily know that, and it's a lot more exciting to watch games like that, you know?
Yeah, and I think a lot of the casters, maybe sometimes they're players, kind of fall into that you know how like when you're talking with your friends and you're guessing and then like you look cool like if you guess right, you know, that sort of thing.
Sure.
I think they kind of
Yeah.
fall into that sometimes, and they think that
Yeah,
casting in a game that we all kind of know the outcome to, it makes them look bad, as a
exactly.
player or
And
a
the
cast,
problem is
when in
casters
reality
fall
it's
into the
not.
trap of casters fall into the trap of they want to have the biggest, prediction dick. Like there's
Yeah.
like 20 like, I can
That's true.
switch a game like blah 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 blah, and I could do that even knowing the little bit I do now and the little Hearthstone now. I could do that in some games, but nobody wants to fucking watch that, man. Like it's not as exciting as like the ultimate comeback, bullshit.
Yeah. Dude, you keep moving, man. I'm not moving the camera anymore. You need to adjust your camera or just
calling me
your
to-
seat. I like you said they're readjusting the screen regions like constantly. So
I'm going
no, the
around
other way,
this.
other way, other way. There you go, there you go.
Alright.
Okay, all right, that's good. They want to see that. We want to see your face, man. So like half of it. But yeah, no, I totally agree, and I think getting back to Apollo, yeah, I think he's right there. He's right there as one of the best casters right now in StarCraft 2. And the biggest thing sometimes that you can see in a caster, and it kind of makes him the best, is when he can cast with anybody. When he can cast with like one of the best, and he can cast with somebody who's not like up and coming or something like that, and it's still really really good.
Yeah, sure.
That's just says a whole lot about Apollo. Apollo is exactly that. He can cast with Artosis one day, and then he'll look pretty much the same as casting with somebody else like Kalaris or I don't know. I can't even think of anybody. They're like all the casters nowadays are pretty good. So all right, so that's Idra. So Idra, it'll be cool to see how he does. I think he tweeted like he had landed some huge job soon that he's going to announce. So we'll see what that is. Probably like a DreamHack. There's not many choices, so it's going to be a DreamHack or a WCS event, right? So probably DreamHack. Well, no, DreamHack's already announced. I saw the list for that, so it's not DreamHack. So I don't know what it is. So I guess we'll see that. But Stephano, how about Stephano just leaving? Period. Going to school. Can you relate to that at all? Having played for a while and just I don't know, even having some kind of desires to go to school or anything like that. I mean, just calling it quits, especially at where he is. I mean, he's not. He's not anywhere like Idra is, right? He's actually still pretty close to the top of the game, especially
Sure.
with foreigners. So it's, for Stephano, I'd call it more of a sacrifice than anything else versus, an easy decision. So what do you think of Stephano?
I mean, it's obviously his decision. He feels like it's not worth putting the time in to whatever, so he decides to quit and go to school. I mean, it's
Yeah, I
not
mean,
much to talk about now. I mean,
well, his video about it, right? Talked a little bit about. It sounded like he had kind of lost a little bit of passion for the game for a while now, but his competitive drive, right, was still there. Just like winning was still enough, it just felt good enough, or it was enough motivation to continue doing it. You ever felt like that? I mean, have you lost passion for anything like StarCraft 2 or League, like just playing so much? And have you ever
for
felt like that?
StarCraft 2, definitely.
Yeah.
Towards the end of Wings of
Okay.
Liberty, that was one of the big reasons why I switched. The game was stagnant as fuck at the end of Wings of Liberty.
Yeah, but
like,
stagnant
I
is
would
different.
dread-
Stagnant is
What?
different. Like the actual
Stagnant affects it, though. Like, when I go
Yeah.
into a ZVP and I know I'm in for a 45-minute game that's going to come down to whether or not I land a neural parasite on the mothership. If I do, it's a free win. If I don't, it's a free loss. God damn, ZVP was so fucking boring on Wings of Liberty. Oh my god, I wanted to cut my fucking wrist every time I entered a game and it was an enemy Protoss.
But that was the only reason. I mean, like, have you ever been just kind of burnt out just from just playing? Period. Like, because right now, Stephano's quitting when Heart of the Swarm is still mid balancing. Like things are still pretty exciting right now, just from the newness of it all. And so it's definitely something different for him. Just the process, I think, or just the life
There's a guy in
is
your chat named Achilles Zeppelin who's a good idea of somebody who doesn't understand anything about the fucking game, but he likes to pretend he does because he thinks he watches a fair amount.
okay.
Sorry, go ahead. I was just pointing out that he's a fucking idiot.
For
I'm
to
sorry,
make
go
a
ahead.
free loss,
Continue.
free win. Okay. No, but
It
but
doesn't understand what a free loss or free win does. It doesn't matter how much harassing bullshit that you do in a ZVP, at least in Wings of Liberty. It all came down to the ending Broodlord Infestor versus Mothership
yeah.
Carrier Colossus bullshit. If you landed a good number per set, you auto win the game. If you missed it or you fucked up or you lost, he got a good vortex off, then you auto lose the game. Like that's all it came down to.
Yeah, I mean, I think the majority of people can agree with that. So, I
Yeah,
mean,
sorry. Okay, sorry. Go
yeah.
ahead.
But anyways, getting back to just he's quitting when I feel like it's not the game's not stagnant whatsoever. So,
Sure.
it's obviously the process and just the life that's really I think kind of gotten old from or just kind of worn him down a little bit. So, you ever had that feeling like when you were playing, like what did the life and did the I guess the grind of it all ever?
No, never for me. That'll never happen for me. But that's
Cool.
because I've actually done shit in my life before getting to StarCraft 2. A lot of the people that play professionally now have absolutely no perspective on what they're actually doing because they've never actually worked a real job before or a shitty job before. They've gone from living with their parents to having dorms paid for in college to maybe having to work a part-time job, and then they go on to esports. So it's really easy to get like burnout and shit. But burnout to me was going in to work at 7 a.m. and then coming home at 9:30 p.m. and then being exhausted, going to sleep and waking up and going back to the same fucking job site the next day. Like that's exhausting to me. For like carpet cleaning and stuff, when you're doing like carpet installs or water damage, that's fucking exhausting. I could never call playing games for a living exhausting. Like it's impossible for me to be exhausted clicking a mouse and pushing a keyboard. But that's just because I have a different
Yeah.
perspective coming into it.
Yeah, well, I mean, I guess you could say that maybe just gaming isn't his passion. Like, it really isn't his passion, right? Because
Maybe.
I mean, if carpet cleaning was your passion, you'd feel the same way as you. I mean, that's pretty much what you do now, dude. I mean, you go in, you start streaming at some hour, and then you go for like 12 hours. I mean, that's pretty much what you do. So it's just you're just passionate about playing games versus washing carpets, right?
Sure. I mean, yeah, if I liked carpet cleaning, then maybe it would be different.
I don't know.
But I can't
Who
imagine
likes
Stephano
carpet
just
cleaning? I
like
mean,
the games.
really.
I mean, I don't know. The owner seemed to like it a lot. But then again, he never did anything, and he took so much fucking money from us that I'd probably like it too in his position. Sorry.
Yeah, yeah. Dude, all these people think I interrupt you too much. You know what I think it is? I think it's Skype. I think Skype. Anytime Skype picks up anything little, it just cuts you off a little bit. So, apologize
Sure.
for that, guys. If it seems like I'm cutting them off a lot, but okay. So that's player announcements. Let's see what we got next. Oh, guys, we're gonna do questions too later. So go ahead and post all your questions in the Reddit thread.
If Idra actually plays, if Idra were to actually play like LOL or Dota on stream, I think it would be the funniest shit in the universe.
What?
I'm pretty sure he would get like 30,000 viewers. To watch Idra play LOL or Dota 2 on stream would be absolutely fucking hilarious.
Well, it's pretty low hanging fruit for him. I mean, he could just go and stream LOL with any of the LOL guys on EG. Well, okay,
Sure.
he's not.
I just
EG,
think watching him rage in pub games would just be like the funniest thing in the universe.
Oh god,
in my
that's true.
opinion. It would be funny.
Holy shit, that would be funny. Oh my god, that would be.
The
funny.
Can I talk about one thing real fast?
Yeah, go for it.
People are very complicated, like a collection of traits and personalities and blah 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 blah. Don't ever make the mistake of judging a person or extrapolating an entire person's life to one negative facet of their personality. A lot of people do that a lot. For instance, like I've had a lot of people ask me like, how do you not hate In Control or Idra or whatever? Like I'm not like on like super buddy terms with either of them. But like I could probably message either on Skype right now and like talk to them if they wanted to. Like I don't hate Jeff, I don't hate Greg, and I don't think they feel the same about me. A lot of people fall into this problem of like Idra had a very big attitude problem at the end of StarCraft 2. Like that was undeniable, you know. Idra, he was a really bad attitude in games. He had a bad mentality, blah 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 blah. But all of that aside, Idra is still like a decent person. Like he's fun to hang around. Like he's a nice guy in person.
Oh, he's a
I don't think
very
I've ever
nice guy.
seen.
Yeah.
I could be wrong, but I've never personally seen Idra turn down a fan for an autograph. He's not hard to approach at events. Like he's a nice person. I don't like the way that he treats his fans. I didn't like what he said on the forums. Blah 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 blah. You know, whatever. There are a lot of parts about him there are some parts about him that I don't like, but that doesn't mean you have to hate an entire fucking person based on like one or two bad traits. I only bring that up because like I know like watching the StarCraft Reddit circle jerk. like is really like it doesn't bother me as much because it's not about me, which is
Of
nice.
course,
But
of
like to
course.
open like an Idra thread and people be like, "Why are you talking about this irrelevant fucking idiot ginger piece of shit? Like fucking let him fade away and die in a homeless fucking gutter with heroin crack pipes that he sucked off fucking Apollo and Artosis to get." And so, like you read like and they're like upvoted to like the first post. And like, oh my god, like Idra's got a pretty bad attitude in the game, but Jesus, like a lot of people like act like they would want to be the guy in the firing squad whose gun is actually loaded when it came time to like lining up and shooting him. Like Jesus, like calm the fuck down, man.
Well, it's funny because Idra in some ways is the whole the way he's perceived and just the actions. Oh shit, sorry. It's not that different than yours, honestly. Your experience.
Oh yeah, no,
You
it's
know
the
what I
same
mean?
thing.
Like,
But I
'cause-
talk about myself because then I look
yeah.
like I'm just like dick
No,
riding
no, but
myself.
okay, I'll freaking talk about it. I mean, because like your incidents on like the shows and stuff, it's kind of similar to just what he freaking types out on in forums and in game and crap like that, right? I mean, he just has these moments where he just kind of goes over the line. Whether it kind of sounds like in some ways in his real talk that it was kind of on purpose. He just made a wrong call, I guess, when he decided to do that. But yeah, I mean, I think he's kind of sometimes a victim of his passion too. Just getting the best of him. Just shouldn't type those things out probably. But generally he is. He's a super nice guy. Greg is really really nice in person. If you ever get a chance to meet him, and so yeah,
Do you
he's
think
nothing like that. Like
I'm really tempted sometimes to publish some of the hate that I read? Like I'm a pretty thick-skinned person. Look at this guy.
what?
Just read how fucked up this is, man. I feel like other people would be like traumatized if they read half the shit that people write to me sometimes. I got this on a PM in Reddit.
Should I read it out?
Yeah,
Oh
well,
God!
I mean, geez,
Oh
yeah,
my-
it's fucked up, dude.
All right, you
Look,
read it.
Like, hey,
Jesus. It's like
no, I'm not
long.
reading
It's
that
like
whole- I
it's
feel
like
dirty.
freaking long as shit. It's like
Yeah, it's
it's
fucking
like 1,000
crazy.
words, man.
It's not 1,000, but damn.
Okay, 500, whatever. Dude, I'm not reading that. Dude, half those things I can't even freaking say. Probably.
That's terrible.
Oh God.
Yeah. Imagine if somebody wrote that about you and your kid, or I guess kids. Jesus, man.
Yeah, and well, I mean, I don't know. That's just sometimes there's always people in the community that everybody wants you to read it now. Great, but it's not going to be read, guys.
I'll give it. Here's a paste pen and show.
Okay. He'll paste spin it for you, but
That's not even like the worst stuff I've read too. I've seen like so much worse stuff written about me. But
yeah, I mean the community sometimes it's just the haters in the community just go overboard, and that's how they get their thrills. I don't know how it works that way, but that's how it is. But okay,
yeah,
guys,
I don't know.
yeah, we're gonna start taking questions really really soon here. Let me see how the questions are going, and I wish somebody would go through the questions for us because I hate having to look through these. There's just this pause in the whole like conversation or just our show and shit when I'm looking through these because I'm a slow ass reader. That's the one shitty thing. I wish I did much better. Is speed read. But,
All right, I'll read. I'm okay at reading.
well, and while you're reading, okay, let me plug my Star Strikers tournament real quick. So guys,
Okay.
I'm organizing a 4v4 Star Strikers tournament. It's going to be Sunday, 3 p.m. Pacific, 6 p.m. Eastern. It's just supposed to be just a super fun thing. Wanted to bring everybody that plays Star Strikers together because lots of folks play, but they all play on their own. Play with just a few of their friends. So why not just have everybody come together and then kind of have teams that are half personality pros and then half you guys in the community, and just play an 8-team tournament. And hopefully this will be kind of a series of tournaments that I do just from time to time. And just to kick it, but this is the first one just to kick things off. So check it out. Check out this thread. Let me post this thread or paste this thread here. Where is it? Here it goes. I'm calling it Superstar Strikers. Not like Super Star Strikers, it's Superstar Strikers. And just be in that Star Strikers group on Sunday, and you got a chance to convince those guys to pick you up because they can pick anybody. So if you say you'll give them $100 and they'll pick you up, hey, cool, yeah, you want to give them $100, that's cool. Or you want to say that you're the best Star Strikers player in the world or something, and maybe it'll help them win the tournament. That'd be great too. So check it out. And the way we're going to do it from a viewing standpoint is I'm going to have everybody stream. So it won't just be my stream. I think the finals might be just my stream, so I can just kind of bring everybody together and get them all on a Skype call. But everything leading up will be everybody streaming. So hopefully that TL calendar will have like 20 streams underneath it. So that should be pretty cool to see. So anyways, check that out. Star Strikers, guys. Awesome UMS game. StarCraft 2 Arcade is awesome. I need to get you to play, Steven. But
oh boy.
But
I'll work on it.
We'll have to do it next time. Yeah. All right, questions.
All right.
Questions.
We have some good questions. Okay,
Right.
I want to read this guy's first.
All right. Who's it from? Who's it from? And what is the question?
Oh shit! It went away.
Went away. Got downloaded that fast. Holy shit!
Wait, what the fuck?
Actually, guys, if you have questions, go ahead and tweet us.
Oh.
It might be easier. Tweet me at ChanmanV. Or
No, I got it. Fuck you. Okay. Just a point in the casting part you talked about an hour in. Hyping up, can the underdog defend this? Gets really tiring really fast. When the commentators side with losing player, it turns into a pretty depressing experience to watch a tournament. So, I agree with that guy, and I disagree with him. I think that siding... I don't think you necessarily have to side with somebody in order to hype up different things without calling a game is over, but I know what he's talking about, and that is really fucking annoying. That's one of my, like, top 2 pet peeves when you watch a caster, is sometimes casters will dick ride a player really, really, really hard, and it turns into, like, embarrassing. I wish I could... There are so many good examples.
Oh, come on. Artosis and... I mean, Artosis and SD and Artosis.
I'm not even talking about... I don't even know if Artosis does everything, but I know, like, I've watched games where it'll be, like, they'll be casting, like, some really good Terran player, and every single thing the Terran player does is super fucking hyped. Like, oh my god, look at the way that he's positioned his barracks and his supply depot. Genius. It's like, that's fucking standard position. And I'm like, oh my god, look at the way that he brought his Marines in, and he killed just enough, he pulled them out exactly, he got him in the medevac and drove the win. It's like, oh my god, like, stop. Or like, there'll be like a really good attack from the Zerg player, and the Zerg will do a lot of damage, and it'll be like, the Terran player did an awesome job minimizing his losses, he's gotten more army coming on the way, and it's amazing, he's able to hold up his... It's like, holy, like, they only dick ride from one perspective. That shit is really
I can give you a perfect example. Anything grubby. Like when it's an EU cast. It's true. I mean, dude, I like grubby too, but it's like, dude, Kalara sometimes and Apollo, they go overboard on grubby sometimes. It's crazy.
Shit, like, just cast it, be impartial. It's cool if you like one player, but not every single thing a good player does is like super ingenious just because you like him, blah blah blah. Like, that shit gets really old. Don't misunderstand me when I talked about hyping up like certain things that you should dick ride a player, because I didn't mean that. I'm sorry if I came across that way.
Well, I don't know. It's kind of a good description of it, honestly. But I know exactly what you mean, and it's funny because sometimes it goes to the point where the other player's actually doing well. I think I remember, God, he was like a grubby Ret game one time. You know, like Ret's a freaking popular guy too. But I mean, they were just so all over grubby. And it was just like, guys, you know, like, Ret's winning this game. Do we understand this?
There's like a test. There's a test that I want to do at some point in time where I give, like, if you were to take, like, any TLO game where he plays an unconventional build, you take any TLO game, and then you give it to 50-50, half of one TLO game to the caster, half the other. When I say half and half, what I mean is on one of the TLO games, change his name to something like Deezer, or something like just a total no-name, or somebody that everybody hates, like fucking Zoolander or Destiny. I don't even know if people still hate me or whatever.
Okay.
If you change the name to somebody in the community that nobody likes, and then on the other half you send it to TLO, look at the difference in casting. It will be night and fucking day, I guarantee you. Because people look at the TLO game, they'll see the TLO and they're like, oh my god, like, look at this. The way that he's got his ship planned out is so cool. This fucking Nidus all over the map is, like, so awesome. Oh my god, this is the kind of stuff that we watch TLO for. Like, this is the kind of shit that when we see a TLO game, we know what to expect. And then you, like, make that same TLO game, give him a random player, and then give it to a person like, I don't know what the Zerg is doing. Like, it's just totally crazy. Like, the Nidus is going to be really inefficient. It doesn't seem like he has any hope at all of getting his third anytime soon. Like, he's really banking on this kind of cheese play, this all-in. Like, I guarantee I would bet money on it that if you were to take an unconventional TLO replay and give it to 50-50, like, hide his name in one cast and then give it to the other ones, that you would see a huge difference in the way that people cast games. I know it for a fact because I'll be watching a game. I'll be watching... there were games in the past where I would watch, and it seemed like nothing special. Like, everything was totally fucking standard, but you knew that the casters were really siding with one player, and they would hype every single thing that the player does. Like, fuck, like, this is standard fucking TVZ. Why are you hyping his shit so much? Like, I don't know.
Well, I mean, you know, what's funny is that, you know, we're obviously harping on it, right? And,
yeah.
And but the thing is that is it so bad? You know, if we're talking about from the standpoint of production, because this always happens when we're talking about foreigner versus Korean, right? Let's just be honest, right? The Korean's
It's bad.
always
Okay.
the other guy.
It's
Okay,
bad for a
so
big reason. Okay, the reason why it's bad is because it helps to further the established good boys club of players, and it makes it really hard for newer players to break into the scene.
yep.
Obviously, this is really minor and concerns to a lot of other things, but there are games that I see that are being played really sick. I wish I would have saved some of these examples, but there'll be a game that'll be played, and it'll be played sick from like the Zerg perspective, but they're too
Yeah.
busy focusing on the Terran player the entire fucking time. And it's like the Zerg guy is playing really well. He took that expo at a really risky but awesome time. He did a really good job denying this guy, but they're only talking from the Terran's perspective, and then when the Terran finally loses, it's like the audience feels sad. It's like fuck, like oh, like we all came here to see MVP or whatever, we won, and now he lost, and the Zerg was able to close it out. It's like, fuck, like, talk about it from the Zerg. Like, what did he do to win that game? Like, I want to know more about the other guy. Like, don't just dick ride the player that you want to win, because then when the other guy wins, it feels like it's not even that big of, like, an achievement. Like, in my opinion, like, it comes off like that sometimes. I can't imagine that it doesn't
Yeah.
come for other people sometimes, too.
Yeah, I hear what you mean, and yeah, just missing all those great plays too, right? When they're not pointed out is definitely lost opportunity. So, yeah, that's a good question, man. Good first question. All right, what's the next one? You starting from the bottom? What are you sorting by new or what?
I just kind of go through, and whatever catches my eye.
All right.
I'm not saying that I'm a better caster. I don't even remember what I casted at Homestrike Cup. I remember there was a game at Homestrike Cup where the guy played like a fucking scrub. MC played like a scrub fuck. He did like an all-in 6 gate or some shit. And he was floating like fucking 1,500 gas, and it's the most embarrassing thing I've seen in my life. People dick rode his 6 gate is like one of the best plans. Like, MC plans all of his all-ins down to the fucking wire, and it's so amazing and impressive to see how MC. It's like, dude, like he's floating like 1,500 gas. Like Jesus Christ, like. India would be a first world country if they had as much shit. Like, it's ridiculous. I don't know. I'm not saying that I'm a better guy. Like, I could do it. I know I could be a really good caster, but I would have to invest a whole bunch of time. Anybody can be a really good caster, but you would have to invest a whole
That's
bunch of
not
time.
true. I don't believe anybody can be real.
I believe that anybody can do anything if they put their mind to it. You know why?
Yeah, but
Because
you
I believe in people. Fuck
I
you.
believe in people too, but I mean, when you're talking about relative, I mean, there's always going to be people that are they're going to be innately better than you at things like singing or anything like that, right? Like you can work on your tone, you can work on your pitch, but you
gotta
can't
overcome it, man. You can do it.
You can overcome it, but I'm just.
Come. Some people
Okay,
might have a
whatever.
head start, but you can pass them.
I don't think I could ever be a good caster. All right, how about that?
You can do it if you really wanted to. Let's work on it. We'll have casting with 4chan, the next.
4chan, man? Okay, yeah, great. Okay, what's next? Okay, what do you guys think of Caldor's explanation for why StarCraft 2 wasn't nearly as popular as StarCraft 1 in Korea? I didn't any links on Reddit thread. I didn't see this. What is this?
Didn't see that Reddit thread. I saw it, but I didn't listen to it.
Was that when was this? Today? I was okay. Oh yeah, he
No,
made
this
that
was a few
video.
days ago, wasn't
Okay. Rise of other games. Sure. Popularity decline in StarCraft 2. Sure. So why League of Legends? It's free, right? I mean, it's free and it doesn't require that strong of a computer to play, right?
If you say so, man.
Okay, whatever. Well, okay, well, I have to go look at that, but I don't know. From what I saw there, I don't think there's much of a difference, unless that was just the comments. I mean, is that just the comments or that was Caldor? No, that was just comments. Shit. I don't have to watch the video. Haven't seen it yet. Caldor.
Oh, wait, I think I actually read this. It had to do with the ability to displace blame from yourself to your teammates. Was that like the central point of it? Can somebody confirm or deny in chat? I think I
what?
actually.
Really? Oh yeah, Furl GG says yeah. Samuel too.
Sure.
That was 1 point. That was 1 point. Oh wow!
That's
So
not
to
the
be able to
same point.
blame somebody is the reason? Oh my god!
Then I might
really?
have only read or listened up to that point, and then I stopped reading because I thought that was really stupid. Very few people take responsibility for anything. It's true in real life. Listen to all the friends you have who will give you a million excuses for as to why, blah blah blah. Like I got fucked by my boss or my, the train, or do people have train? I don't know. It's the same in StarCraft 2. People won't blame themselves. They'll blame balance. They'll blame the map. They'll blame whatever else, stupid shit. And then in League or Dota, you blame your teammates, you know?
Yeah.
It just so happens that in MOBAs, it's easiest to blame your teammates because they're readily available for accepting your blame.
That's kind of lame. If that's the reason, because yeah, just change the topics, guys. Yes. So that's interesting because I feel like that's kind of a reason to play StarCraft versus League of Legends, given that.
No, that's not a reason to play. Most people do not know, but it's not fun to accept responsibility or blame for your own personal actions. Very few people are into that kind of mentality. Not to say that StarCraft is bad because of that. Dude, nobody wants to accept blame when they could blame somebody else. Come on, man. Real?
Well, I don't know. I'm not like that, so.
That's why most League and Dota players still suck at the game, because it's so easy to blame your teammates. It's really easy to blame your teammates, man. I've seen so many shitty League players. You watch their stream or you listen to them, and you listen to the way that they blame their team, like, holy shit, like, the mental gymnastics that people have to go through to arrive to the conclusion that it was their teammates' fault is amazing. People
Well,
will
it's a
do
whole
a
ego
lot of
thing,
stuff.
right? It's a whole ego
A
thing.
little bit, yeah, but it exists in StarCraft 2 as well. You know, like, you'll see it with, like, we can go back to Idra a little bit. We're like, fucking, like, how do you feel winning with a race? It's broke as fuck, like, blah, 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 blah. Like, that shit is really, really easy to hype on rather than, I fucked up, I need to change this. What can I do to affect...
What? Oh, sorry. Did you cut off there?
No.
Yeah, I mean, you should have seen. You should have watched our last episode on Pro Corner. We talked about. I had Robert, who's a sports psychologist, who's one of the regular hosts. We were talking about the whole ego versus task-oriented players, and that was the whole thing. Like the ego-oriented player, they're both successful models, but the ego-oriented player is all about, keeping his confidence up, right? So it's blaming other people, or blaming your environment, or blaming that sort of thing, so that your confidence is always up. That sort of thing. While the task-oriented player is more about, okay, if you lose, then it's more about the process. Then it's like, okay, what do I need to do to get better? And if I lost there, then it's just like, okay, next time I just need to do better. That sort of thing. And kind of looking at it from that standpoint.
How does the ego-oriented player? How is that a legitimate model for learning? I don't understand.
It's a legitimate way just because like you're always I think it's just because you're always confident in. You're always a confident person, right? So you'll never be lacking in confidence. And
yeah, but confidence isn't necessarily.
It doesn't mean you don't listen to people. It's just, you know what I mean? It's like it's just like when you're talking about your failures or just losing. We were talking losing in particular, right? Because we were talking about the whole Naniwa situation and that sort of thing, and how he didn't do the handshake and that sort of thing, and we were just talking about specifically in that situation where it's just he was, if you're probably an ego-oriented person too, like you probably take really large dips too whenever you get into the point where you can't blame anything else and you have to look at yourself. You probably lose a ton of confidence versus more of the task-oriented player. As for your question about learning, I don't know. I haven't really thought of it. I'd have to. It's kind of an interesting thing to bring up with Robert, but I figured it would just be. As long as you're confident about you keep your confidence level on, you're going to be performing better. And it's not that you don't listen to people.
I would have to listen. Oh, okay, yeah. I guess. Yeah.
It's not that you
confidence is really important, but the most important aspect. Actually, no, they're equally important. It's like you have to be confident, but you also have to be self-critical. If you're confident without being self-critical, then you're just an asshole. You're arrogant, you're cocky, and you're never going to get better at anything. But if you're self-critical without being confident, then you're always going to be a beta fag, and you're never going to have the drive or motivation or self-esteem to do what you need to do. I think both are really important.
You can still be. Let's see.
Did you ever see the episode of Kitchen Nightmares where Gordon Ramsay went to Amy's Bakery?
I don't think I ever saw one with the bakery, but I've seen the ones at the restaurants.
That's the perfect example of having all the confidence, but none of the self-critique. Anytime the lady would send out a plate of food and a customer would complain, the shift of blame would always move to the customers. You don't know what this food is supposed to taste like. You don't know how you're supposed to, eat food because you're used to eating processed shit. You don't know what you want, blah, 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 blah. There was never, ever, ever, ever any blame shifted to the back of the kitchen, ever. Because Amy would refuse to accept criticism. She just couldn't handle criticism. And I know players like that, and they will, you look for anything everything around you to blame because your ego is so invested into what you're doing that it's
Yep.
impossible for you to make a mistake. And those kinds of people, it doesn't matter how you can have all the confidence in the world, you will always, 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 always be less than shit tier because you have the inability to criticize or adjust your own behavior, which is
Well,
like one of the most important aspects of learning anything.
well, it depends on how your, just the team is built around you. I mean, if you have a person that's telling you, so I don't know how this works when in terms of like you have a third party that actually evaluates things and then tells you like that, hey, you did this wrong, and then so how do you take it as an ego, as an ego oriented person? If you're talking about just one, him trying to improve himself and him having to deal with everything, yeah, I agree. Like I think it's not very efficient to kind of operate in that manner. But I think if you had a team around you, you had a guy that that his job was to tell you exactly what what you're doing wrong. I think the ego oriented person takes that properly, and that's kind of that replaces that
Sure.
self critique that you're talking
Yeah, I
about.
mean, as long as they're able to adjust their own mistakes, and
Yeah.
anything that you learn in your entire life, your most important asset as a human being is the ability to perceive mistakes that you make. If
Yeah.
you've lost that, then you've lost your ability to. There's like my favorite quote that I think is on TL or whatever, or that I've used sometimes. Is the quote is to achieve perfection is to sacrifice growth. Do you understand what that means?
Yeah, I know what that means.
Yeah, exactly. If you think you're perfect, then you're never going to get any better than whatever you're doing because you're already perfect. Why would you change, to
Yep.
achieve?
Yep. Mhm.
Yeah, it's the same kind of thing as the lack of being self-critical.
Good shit. Good shit today. Let's see. What else we got here?
That's
What is
not my
this?
quote. I don't know whose quote that actually is. I think it's attributed to like Nishi or whatever
Yeah.
online,
Yeah.
but I don't think he's the one that actually said it. I don't fucking know who it is.
I should get you on Pro Corner sometime. You definitely have some great ideas. You know what I'm doing
You
on
should
Pro Corner
see,
now,
man.
right? It's
What the quote? Yeah, how to be a better player, or whatever.
the reg. Dude,
Yeah.
it's not the Daily and Daily, dude. It's
My bad. Whatever.
uh,
Oh man. In music, it's a lot easier because there are actual right or wrongs. Like, if somebody says that you're out of tune, like, you can't be like, fuck you, I wasn't out of tune. Be like, I got a tuner right here, motherfucker. You were out of tune. Like, A is 440 hertz or whatever. Like, fuck you. In League, though, like, oh man, you could write papers on the shit that, like, you go into, like, a Silver League game, and these people are 100% fully convinced that they are a Diamond League player trapped in Elo Hell. Like, I fucking, like, every time they make a mistake, and I've seen people, and there are a lot of high-level people that do it too, and that's, like, a big problem that I have in
yeah.
League, and that anytime you die, I'm not going to name names, but there are even popular players that do it. Not necessarily pro players, but popular players where, like, you'll be watching a stream and he'll be playing mid, and he'll just get completely caught out and die. Like, I don't know why my team wasn't there. Like, I was ready to do blah blah blah, and I got completely caught out, and I didn't even get caught. Like, that was a fight. We should have blah 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 blah. And there will be people who do that and he'll do that like the entire fucking game. Every time he gets caught, every time anything ever happens, like, well, he should have been there. He should have been there. Blah 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 blah. And it's like it's never ever 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 is there anything different. Like, he's literally playing the perfect game, you know?
Yeah, yeah. Dude, I know bronze players that are like that. And my mod's
Yeah.
gonna test. We actually know a friend of ours who's exactly like that. He's like, dude, I'm playing these shitty bronze players. And I'm like, dude, you're a bronze player. What the fuck are you talking about? And he's like,
Yeah.
no. He's like, I should be playing silvers. I'm like, no, you should be playing bronze because you're still losing to fucking bronze players. Yeah,
Not even losing. It's not
exactly
even because I'm losing. It's just that in bronze and silver they just all in so much. It's like even harder than at masters because of all the all ins and crazy shit. Like, if I would just
Yeah,
get
but
to gold or platinum, like, I would be that player forever. Like, I just need to get there. That's just too hard in bronze and silver, all the random shit. That's the kind of shit that they'll say. They'll be 100%
exactly.
convinced of it.
Exactly.
Whereas if you drop any pro player into a fucking bronze game, they could literally mass queens and win. Versus everything. You know what I mean, though?
Yep, I know exactly what you mean. Let's see. DNA 61289S. How do you feel about the way Blizzard is balancing the game with 1 or 2 changes a month? Also, what do you think about the game being simplified by the removal of upgrades and just giving them for free, e.g., siege mode and possible warp prism speed? What do I think about them balancing? Well, okay, go ahead. You first.
I don't like false. I don't like a false. Is it false dilemma? I don't know. I don't like it when they give you a choice in a game and the choice is a little bit irrelevant. For an example of this in StarCraft 2, I would say I'm a little bit hesitant to say this, but I would almost say like warp gates are kind of silly. Like, I don't like an upgrade that's going to be in a game that you're 100% of the time always going to rush through every single fucking turn, no matter what happens with no variation. You're always going to get it. There's never a point in StarCraft 2 where like it's better to have gateways than warp gates, you know, because warp gates are always better, blah 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 blah. The reason why I don't like to use warp gates is because there are some rushes that involve you building units out of the warp gate first, blah, blah, blah. So there's like a little bit more shit that's used there. So like I'm not necessarily against them moving some upgrades to that to make them automatic if whatever. So I mean, yeah. I'm sorry, that was
Yeah,
like a really long answer for me to just say yes.
Well, no, I mean, okay. So first question was about whether you like it changing one or two times a month.
Oh, in terms of the frequency,
yeah.
they should like get the game to a semi-competitive state, like to where like everybody's more or less kind of happy with it, and then just leave it alone for 6 months and then come back and see what happens. In my opinion.
Yeah, and I mean, I kind of think they've been trying to do that, but you know, the stats for Protoss recently have been kind of low. So
Doesn't matter.
That's
You don't
why
know
they're
that.
deciding.
You don't know that. There's not enough games, man. Look
I
at the
agree.
metagame in Brood War was changing 6 years after the last patch. 6 fucking years. The metagame in Brood War still changed, and win rate shifted around, sometimes significantly. Like before
Yeah.
Savior came around, like ZVT was a really fucking hard matchup before Savior came around. Like, like ZVT pre-Savior was probably something that would have gotten balanced by Blizzard. It's definitely something that Blizzard would have balanced. They would have never let anybody come in and change the way that is played. They would have just balanced it, and and nobody would have tried to. Like, why the fuck would you work so hard to try to figure out how to win over something when you know it's imbalanced and Blizzard's just going to change it? You know, that's what I hate about League. And maybe Dota 2. I don't know how often Dota 2 is fetched, but I don't like for League. Anytime something really strong comes out in League, the general player mindset is, whatever, like, we'll just ban the champ and it's going to get patched next time anyway. It's way too strong. He's way too strong. Just let him get patched. Way too fucking strong. They'll patch that out. When you have players into that kind of a mindset, it's really destructive to the metagame development because everybody gets into this entitled mindset where everything should be very straightforward on how to counter it, and there's no other alternative solution. And anytime you dare fucking ever think of anything else, like, it's just going to be patched or nerfed anyway. You know, I hate that mentality.
Yeah, no, I agree with you there too. And 1 or 2 months change is, I mean,
Broodlord Infestor has always existed.
Yes,
but nobody used it for a long fucking time. And ZVP was considered a very imbalanced matchup favoring the Protoss. The answer was always there, but nobody ever looked to it because we were all waiting for Blizzard to balance things. You know, it's really destructive to players' mentalities, to the entertainment for the community, to everything. It's bad for every part of the industry for those kinds of thoughts to exist amongst people, that they don't have to try to develop something new because Blizzard will patch it, you know?
Yeah, I'd never understood it anyways because it just doesn't make any sense. I mean, it'd be almost like somebody at the end of Wings of Liberty not playing Broodlord Infestor because they knew that it was going to change in Heart of the Swarm, right? It's kind of like that, and it's like, why? I mean, well, your explanation is one thing, but my explanation is a little bit different, meaning like, why wouldn't you just play the best thing? And especially if you're playing competitive, why wouldn't you just do it and then try to win as many turns as you can with it, right? And then when it comes time to change, you change. You know, I've never understood the logic behind that either. But yeah, so I think balance in the game. I think, you know, I agree with Steven too that it should be a little bit longer. I mean, maybe it's, I don't know. It's I wouldn't want to put it on like these kind of hard increments, but I think more than 2 months is definitely needed to really get a good sense of it. Because even just like I think when Heart of the Swarm first came out, we were talking about Widow Mines being too strong, right? And you know, we were talking about Hellbats too, but Hellbats are still a problem, I think. But Widow Mines, you know, not a lot of people are complaining about them now. Now that we've used them enough, and we've, you know, Zergs have figured out how to kind of use them to their advantage in some instances. Honestly, did you see that?
Yeah.
Did you see that one YouTube thread of 4GG blowing up?
I saw the gifs.
Yeah, did you see that? Oh my god, that's fucking crazy. But yeah, so you know, a lot needs to be played through, and you know, a lot of maps still need to be played through, even with the current balance. So yeah, so we'll see what the Warp Prism speed. Did you see that latest thing today? Basically, David Kim is proposing that Warp Prism speed not even be an upgrade; they just get it right off the bat. So that should be interesting. Okay, next question. Let's see. What do you guys think about the world? What?
I sent you a picture. Have you ever eaten those things before? Those are like the best fucking things in the universe. Oh my god.
I haven't seen a picture. Where?
Look at your Skype.
I'm looking at it. It's not in here.
Scroll up before my shit.
Oh,
You ever had those
what is
before?
this?
Oh, pizza dunkers. Oh
Pizza
my
dunkers.
Oh
What
my
the?
god.
What is that? Is that pecan or walnuts or something?
No. It's just like chocolate and chocolate, or maybe, but I don't know.
No,
It's
that's,
chocolate.
that looks like nuts on top of like
Yeah, it's some kind of
pizza
nut. I don't know
crust or
what kind.
something. Oh my god! Wow. Okay,
Oh, it's so
that's
good.
a good
Alright, I'm
picture,
done,
man. Definitely. You getting hungry? Is that the deal?
Yeah.
Pizza GG. That's awesome. So did you buy a pizza during all that?
Yeah,
Be
but not in
honest.
anybody's name. Fuck that shit. Why would I give somebody else? I should have been up there. I could have got my fans to order pizza. Hell yeah. I need to figure out a way to get my picture up there, man.
Well,
You
you
have a
could
Papa
you could
John's
you could be
contact?
on EG and you'd get your picture up on there. Seemed like every one of
Yeah,
EG's
yeah.
players were up on there for some
As
reason.
soon as Alex leaves, I'll get right on that.
Alex. Is that really Alex? It's not really Alex, is it?
What?
Alex, oh, that was in this chat earlier. Oh, you're talking about Alex leaves EG. Oh my god. Yeah, okay, sure.
Yeah, no.
I thought you were
Sure,
talking
cool.
about leaving this chat. It's funny. It's like, okay, what's next?
Hold on 1 sec, sorry.
Okay, I'll keep looking through here.
It's still here.
How's it going with sponsors? I can't understand why Destiny doesn't have a best relation with Idra, but why doesn't he like Jeff? He does. He likes Jeff.
Yeah,
It's
no,
not that
we're
he
cool.
doesn't-
We just
yeah.
could disagree over something.
Yeah,
so
we
it's
just talked
fine.
about that. Yeah, he doesn't hate those guys. Okay, so Gray has wants to get your opinion, or our opinion. What do you think about pizza? Acting like esports is a charity when they're not transparent about where the money goes. Embarrassing pizza eating contest based machine losing the contest. Unhealthy food, bad business practices.
What?
Wow. Okay. He's talking about that.
Oh!
That
I bet, is that the same guy that's
Yeah.
commented? I saw another thread come up where it was commented. There was like an AMA thread or something where I wonder if it's that same guy. Somebody said, EG, why do you have all of these unhealthy sponsors? You've got the Monster energy drinks that are unhealthy that you see the players chugging, and now pizza, blah, 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 blah. Why don't you guys ever get healthy sponsors? I saw like that same fucking comment on another thread. I wonder if it's the same guy.
it's Gray, Graay, or whatever. Gray.
I have no idea. I don't know. But I don't remember the guy's name. Fuck, dude.
Well, for me, bad business practices. I guess what by the sponsors or by bad business.
Oh, they're
practices?
just basically the
Well,
thing
I'm
is,
not
why
sure
would
what-
you advertise so many unhealthy products? Like, it's not like,
Oh.
why not get sponsored by like oranges or apples? I don't know.
Dude, you see people advertising those. God, what's that? What's the name of that chain? That fast food chain that's like doesn't give a crap about health food. And
That's every fast food chain
no,
ever.
no. There's one that's like they're known for not giving a crap about health, and they actually go overboard with the unhealthy stuff.
Oh, yeah. I know who you're talking about.
It's
You're talking about
it's not
every
Hardee's.
fast
Is
food
it
chain ever.
Hardee's? I didn't think it was Hardee's. It was like
I think it's every fast food chain
Carl's.
ever.
It might be Carl's. Yeah, it might be Carl's Jr. No, with fast food, come on. Like McDonald's, and they're actually trying to like have this healthier, promotion or just marketing type of angle, right? But
Not really, though. What does McDonald's have that's healthy?
dude, they have that. I mean, it's just those little. I don't fucking know. Like, is it the salads or the drinks, right? Like the.
Okay, I'm gonna give you a secret that's
I
not
can't
really a
remember.
secret.
Shit.
Okay? Salad is not healthy for
No,
you. It's not
it's not
just
salad.
eat,
It's
like,
something else.
iceberg lettuce. It's just like water.
Dude, it's healthier than eating fucking just like the crazy fat cholesterol that you get in their burgers, man. But so I can't remember what it is. I think it was Carl's, but no, there was. I remember I saw some either interview or some article with them in it, and they were not even shy about it. They're like, all our competitors are trying to go with the health kick and all this stuff. We're just going opposite. We're doing triple burger patties and stuff, and we're actually doing like our revenue is actually better. So, anyways, getting back to the original question, I mean, it'd be nice, I guess, if they were promoting healthier things and that sort of thing. But if the sponsors are things that are popular in our demographic, then that's what it is.
Yeah,
There's
it's
nothing
not-
wrong
it's
with
not
doing
a-
business with
it's-
that. So.
Yeah, it's not EG's responsibility to keep you guys healthy or anything
Exactly.
like that.
If anything, it's because of our behavior, right, or what we buy. Our buying behavior is why, these some of these sponsors are here anyways, right? So
So
it's mostly our fault. Our unhealthy
yeah,
eating
that's true
fault.
too. Gatorade and Powerade aren't really healthy either. You're better
Yeah.
off just drinking water. It's just like water with a bunch of fucking sugar added. I mean, it's not too bad if you're not fat, I guess, but
Well, there's electrolytes in it. It's just there's a lot of sugar in it too. That's the problem.
uh,
What? There are electrolytes in Gatorade. Come on.
yeah, but you don't need to get your electrolytes like doused in sugar water in order to get them. Like
No, you don't. But there is some benefit to it. That's all I'm saying.
that's like saying that the salad you get is good that you cover and like smother in ranch dressing and shit.
It's a bigger proportion than that. Jesus gosh. Ranch is good though. I'm a sucker for ranch, dude. Okay, what's next? I'll do a few more. Destiny, what are your opinions? What are the best 5 bands right now? Do you even listen to bands?
And League of Legends?
Is it League of Legends or is it music? Shit, Acer1791.
Oh, I'm sorry. You said bands. I thought
Bands.
you said bands. Yeah.
Oh, bands. Oh god, no.
I don't know. Gatorade is better for you. Can I ban this guy? No. Guys, water is always better. No one here drinks enough water. I don't drink enough water. Chances are you don't drink enough water. You don't ever drink Gatorade instead of water. Please don't say that. Stop. Water is like fucking... Nobody
Actually,
drinks enough water.
I'll tell you one negative thing about Gatorade for sure is Gatorade is terrible for your teeth. Do not drink Gatorade.
Anything
It's
with a
so
bunch of
bad for your
sugar.
teeth. It's not even just sugar. It's very acidic too. It just eats through your teeth. So I definitely shade away from Gatorade. If you do drink Gatorade, definitely water it down. I mean, for sure. Gatorade's okay. So
Okay, wait, here's the secret. If you drink only... Okay, I used to drink... Honestly, I would go through probably 2 cases of Pepsi a week. 2 24-packs of Pepsi a year. I drank a lot of Pepsi. If I wake up in the morning, I drink a Pepsi. And then I would have another one before going to school. I would have at least 2 at lunch. And then I would
holy
eat like...
shit! Oh
like
my
2
god.
to 2 to 4 throughout the evening. I drank a lot of Pepsi when I was growing up. And I understand what you're saying. When you say like water has no taste, it doesn't. Water tastes like shit. Because what happens is you condition yourself to have to have sweet shit in your mouth. If you're drinking something and it's not loaded with sugar, if you're a pop drinker, it's always going to taste like shit. A while ago, since I've been trying to be moderately healthy and blah, 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 I don't want to say that I quit pop completely, but I don't drink it very often at all now.
Yeah.
And the majority of what I drink is either chocolate milk or like water. And what happens is when you drink water for a long time and you don't drink a lot of pop, the water, I don't want to say it tastes sweet, but it tastes good to you. And when you try to drink pop, like if I drink pop now, or
It's too
soda or whatever you
sweet,
call it,
yeah.
I can only drink like Sierra Mist a little bit. I can't drink dark sodas because if you've been off of them for a long time and you try to drink like a Coke or a Pepsi, oh my god, it kicks you in the face. It's so fucking, it's so sweet. And you won't realize that unless you stop drinking pop for a long time. So if you think that water tastes really bad, like I challenge you for like 2 weeks, just go 2 weeks without drinking a lot of pop and just drink a lot of water. And if you try to drink pop at the end of that, you'll realize that it's insanely fucking sugary.
Yeah, it definitely is. Yeah, I agree with you there. For some reason, soda though, like I drink it pretty infrequently too. Though I think the only time I drink it maybe is when I go out. And,
Yeah, same.
And there's just a nostalgia thing for me when it comes to like drinking Coke. I just, it just brings back like old, like young
Sure.
time, like
And
when
I
I
mean,
was a kid.
and I
shit.
exaggerate.
So
I exaggerate a little bit. Like I could drink a Pepsi or a Coke, but
Yeah.
compared to how I used to, because it used to be like if you have one of those, like you just chug, 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 chug. Like I couldn't do that now. Like it would have like one glass would last me like an entire meal. I'm not gonna
Yeah.
be chugging. It's so sweet.
Yeah. No, but water, it's funny. Yeah, water does develop a taste after a while. After you've been drinking it, definitely tastes good. It's kind of weird. Let's see. There was something else. Let's see. Somebody said movie talk is making ChanmanV look like an idiot. Awesome. Let's see. Listening to time is right. Okay, here we go. I'm gonna get you riled up here. Daily T. Listening to Destiny talk about Athene is very annoying. He doesn't quite understand the best gamer in the world is a gimmick. Athene doesn't actually believe it. It's just a personality. Oh my god, he does some great stuff. Charity. He's not my cup of tea, English saying, but I don't like seeing Destiny trying to create controversy with him to get more views, notoriety. Oh my god, wow. Okay.
I don't do that shit. I mean,
Yeah, okay. Alright.
We could talk about it. I don't know.
I'll talk about it for you. It's all those things you just said are basically what Steven says about Athene. So I don't understand exactly what that's all about.
Estimated delivery time is 7:14. I have to wait an hour and a half?
For what?
I just wanted some pasta from Pizza Hut. Oh my fucking god.
Pizza GG? Oh no, it's over. Shit.
An hour and a half.
Oh, that's
what am I
Papa
gonna
John's.
do? I'm gonna starve to death.
Oh my god. Surely. Just drink water. Water freaking
An hour and a half.
abates
Oh
hunger
my
pangs, dude.
god.
That's terrible.
Oh,
hour and a half. Jeez,
God.
don't be tipping them. You're paying for delivery now these days too. It's lame.
Yeah, but they only get like half. You have to tip them. Don't be a dick. Come on, man.
I tip them, but it's really shitty for those guys because they charge you for delivery on top of it. So every time the delivery guy's there, I feel sorry for those guys. They always get like a bad attitude. Like I bet the customers always have like a bad attitude when they're like tipping them, or they undertip them. They probably underpay them most of the time. How's it going with sponsorships? No, nobody's talking about sponsorships. Sponsors. We're not talking about sponsors.
I want sponsors. Okay, if you guys have connections, here are the sponsors that I want. I sent out emails and I've only gotten a few replies that they're like not accepting people and shit. If you know anybody on Sennheiser that works for Sennheiser, look at these headphones, man. I would love the Sennheiser sponsorship. Oh my god. Yeah. I emailed them, but they said they weren't working on any new ones for 2013, which is probably their way of saying fuck you. And then that's it actually right now. Wait, there were like two other that I really wanted, but I don't remember it now.
What is this? Are they peripheral related or?
Dude, I don't even know, man.
Is it browsers? I mean, surely browsers, right?
Yeah, dude, it's browsers. Fuck you. Logitech would be cool. I like their speakers, but I couldn't really do too much.
Logitech? Logitech?
Yeah.
You're talking about Sennheiser and Logitech? You can't have two of the same ones.
I don't think they would. Logitech doesn't really compete with Sennheiser, or they shouldn't be.
If they have headphones, they compete. I mean...
No way. Real? No way.
Yeah.
You think, like, Razer headphones compete with Sennheiser? It's a
Absolutely.
totally different market.
Dude, you know how the contracts go. I mean, I think the only thing with, like, I think with Razer, like, you can not sign one that has to do with, like, their computers.
Yeah,
like
no,
laptops
I mean, obviously,
shit,
I would have to talk about it first, and I would call whoever's talking to me an asshole if they honestly think that their fucking bullshit gaming shit tier $70 headset can compete with decent Audio-Technica or Sennheiser.
It don't matter. They're competitors, no matter what you say.
Fuck them. Do you think Lamborghini competes with Honda?
La la la. I'm not
They're
gonna
both
get
cars.
into this.
They're both cars.
I'm not gonna
They
get
don't
into this
compete, though,
discussion
do
with
they?
you. Not gonna get into this discussion with you. For obvious reasons. Okay, let's see.
Can you explain why they write on headsets 4 Hz up to 22,000 Hz when we can't hear less than 20 Hz? So the way that sound waves work when you're listening to shit is, even though you can't necessarily hear it, the presence of that sound wave will affect the way that you hear the other ones, if that makes sense. Alright, sorry.
Alright, Murgel asks, Destiny, are you going to dissect Anita Sarkeesian's latest video and stream later? I haven't seen this.
I don't even
What
want
is
to go
this?
over that
What
anymore.
is this?
I agree with everything she says.
Oh, this is a damsel in distress girl? Oh, yeah, okay.
I agree with everything she says 100% now. I hate the community.
Oh my god.
I hate everything.
That is so not true.
Did she really release a new video?
Yeah, there's a second one here. Look. Tropes vs. Women in Video Games Part 2.
Well, link me that shit.
It's in the chat. It's in the... Here. I'm looking at it right now. It's actually on the screen here. Since our first one was so successful. For those of you who don't know what we're talking about, it's basically her first video was caused a lot of discussion with on Destiny stream.
Roles and representations
What
of
is
women
this
in video
about?
games. This project examines the tropes, plot devices, and
I
patterns
don't know.
most commonly associated with women in
Oh,
gaming
with
from a systemic,
graphic
big-picture
depictions of
perspective.
violence against
Over
women.
the course
Holy
of this
shit.
series, I will be offering critical analysis of many popular games.
Oh boy, this is gonna be next episode. Alright, we're not gonna get into this episode. Oh my god. Okay, we're gonna have to watch.
She put a trigger warning on it. Thank
Goodness. Okay, at least we
Trigger
have something to
warning for
talk about next episode. Actually, who was that on your stream the other time?
God. Nobody.
No, there's nobody.
Nobody. He doesn't get any more free advertising, so we don't bring up his name anymore.
Oh, really? Okay, never mind. All right, one more question. We'll call it a day. All right.
Okay. Make it a good one.
Oh God, that's hard to say. Okay, so okay, here's a question.
At the start of the episode, I would have my pasta right now, and I didn't. God damn it.
Well, if you would have ordered it, I told you if you wanted to spend a second.
But then you
to
started.
get...
You said we don't have time for that shit. I got a schedule.
Dude, I told you I was going. Man, you're lying now. Jesus.
All right, go ahead.
Okay, last question. Arisen SC. God, man. Sorry, I left the phone in here today. So,
Why, you just hang up? You don't think like somebody important could be calling, like your wife,
no,
or your kids?
it's my. I know who it is.
Who is it?
It's my in-laws calling about dinner. So.
Are you trying to avoid them?
No. They should know I have a show. They should know I have a show right now. So I don't know why.
Do you hate your in-laws?
No. My in-laws are great actually. It's just.
Are you eating dinner with them tonight or tomorrow?
Tonight. My wife's.
What if they eat without you, or they start shit without you because
it's
you're not?
Fine, dude. I always skip dinner with them on these days. So,
and your wife doesn't get mad at you? She's trying to call your cell phone. I think that's kind of important, no?
Oh my gosh. I'm not gonna take it, dude. I'm telling you.
Your wife doesn't get mad that you can just do that? You can just like skip meals with your in-laws? That's like the most
I
selfish
told
shit
you,
in
man.
life.
I've said on my shows how supportive my wife is of like this eSport stuff. Is that?
Dude, I used to get in so much trouble for that shit.
What, skipping dinner?
Yeah, my ex.
I only skip like one dinner. I mean, gee.
If I didn't go to like the Thanksgiving and the Christmas bullshit, she would like hate me for like a week.
Dude, I see my kids and my wife like all day. I mean, it's like.
That's what I say. Yeah, it's like I'm fucking with you all the fucking time. Like, why do I have to go? I don't like your family.
No,
like,
I just no. It's no. Anyways, what was I gonna say? All right, last question. So I can go to dinner. All right, so like I answered this phone. Chanman, can you ask Destiny, for a person trying to get better at competitive games, how important do you think clan teams are to your growth as a player? Clan wars were one of the things that really kept the foreigner brood war scene alive for so long, as well as custom ladders like nation wars. And people strove to get on certain teams, for example, in Brood War, Templars of Twilight, as a token of pride. Do you think for a player trying to get better, you should be aiming to get in a clan as soon as possible? Or are clans more of a honing tool once you're already somewhat good? What aspects of being in a clan are the most beneficial to a player's growth? And then there's more.
A clan is just, oh my god. A clan is just like having a group of friends so you can play games with.
Yeah.
Like, that's it. Until you're in like a serious professional team. Like.
Yeah, but there can be attributes that are similar to a team. I mean, you can practice with each other, and in some ways, it's actually a better practice environment than being on a team, believe it or not. So that's kind of the nice thing to do it. But I would encourage people to be in clans. That's a great thing. It's kind of a social thing too. There's the social side of all of StarCraft 2 is definitely something that's, I feel like, underdeveloped at this point. Friends need to get together more on inside of BattleNet, more so than Skype.
Okay.
All right. I think that's going to be it for the questions, guys. Good show, Steven. It's good to be back, man.
Yeah, I love you, dude.
And you sound a lot healthier now than you did when you first started this show. So this show's a remedy for your sickness, man.
Oh, fuck you.
But okay, guys. Let's see. The VOD will be up shortly after the show, probably like 30 minutes or so. It always takes a little bit to upload and process for YouTube. And you know what? I forgot to take a break. I have to take more breaks during the show. Fuck.
Yeah, why didn't we do a commercial and a half, man?
I don't know. I forget, man. I have a Wednesday Night Sprites commercial I just even wanted to run, so I'll run it at the end. Too. Yeah, shut up, dude.
You think since I'm sick, it's gonna affect my workout? Do you think that'll happen if you get sick? Are you able to work out less?
Well, you have less energy for obvious
What does
reasons.
that mean? Like I won't be able to do as many reps, or I have to tone down like.
No, you just get tired faster. Yeah, you'll probably do have. Yeah, but you'll just get tired. A
Holy
lot
shit! I'll
quicker.
find out today. Today is arm day. I'm excited. Hey,
Yeah.
so after I started this workout, like in the beginning, I would be really sore after the first few, right? After the first few days, I'd be really sore for like 1 to 2 days afterwards. But ever since I've been doing this, that muscle soreness goes like I don't feel it at all anymore. Like I don't feel
See,
sore the
dude,
next day.
that never happens to me. See, I think I'm like different than a lot of people because the reason I, gosh, that working out is such a tedious thing for me is that I feel perpetually sore, like
Maybe just
forever.
try it for a little bit longer. I don't know.
No, I did
I
it
know,
for
like for
like, dude,
instance, like as an
I worked out
example,
for.
as an example, like last year, every time I would shovel the sidewalk or I would do I would mow the yard, like for the next day, like you'd always feel sore, right? You do that, like after you do like big activities like that, you always feel sore
No,
for the next day.
dude,
But
I'm talking like a year of perpetual
what?
soreness. Yeah, dude, that's why it's just like, oh my god, I'm tired of just feeling like this shit. So that's why it's like I don't I don't work out like 5 days a week like I used to. I just I kind of do more just athletic kind of workouts and I mean just play sports and that sort of thing versus just weight training because I did it for like a year and I seriously it doesn't feel like the first day you work out. Obviously you feel
Yeah.
ton of soreness, right? But it's like you did like a really really heavy workout like every single day even when I didn't even when I did like high rep versus
Well, like
anything
you gave
negatives. I mean
yourself time to
anything.
rest. Like you gave yourself like 2 days to rest after working a muscle group, right?
Yeah, so Doc Pound says you eat properly. I mean, that's definitely I don't know. Maybe it was a diet thing, but dude, look at my frame, dude. I try to eat. When I was doing it, I was eating like 6 times a day, doing protein shakes too, and it's just it didn't matter. I still would feel super sore like after every workout. Even I was doing the whole like stretches afterwards beforehand. I mean, I was doing everything I could possibly do, and I still
What
felt
kind of
super
what kind
sore.
of like soreness did you feel? Like what do you mean? Like describe it.
It's just the typical like lactic. Just like acids in your muscles basically, and just the typical kind of muscle tearing, not tearing, but muscle breakdown and just the rebuilding of it. Just that kind of soreness. Like whenever
Are you like a vegan or anything? Do you like
no,
not eat any
no,
meat?
dude.
or
I eat
anything?
plenty of meat and that sort of thing. I mean, I get plenty of protein. I think in my diet, so it's just I don't know what it is, but it's just kind of like that sucks. After I just couldn't take it after a year. It's just like, man, getting up every morning and feeling like this. I don't think that's supposed to happen for everybody. So I think I think there's something different about my body that is not the same because everybody tells me after you worked out for like 2 weeks, 3 weeks, then it's just like, oh, you're just minorly sore.
I
Like,
think you
no
should
big
look.
deal.
I used to believe a lot of that stuff that like my body was different or special or whatever, but I think that there's got to be something.
Wait.
Like I was one of those people that always bought into and I swear to God, you can find like 2 or 3 months ago me saying shit like, oh well, I just have a really high metabolism and blah blah blah.
Yeah.
Like like a lot of small people say that, and then once you start working out, you realize I don't have a high metabolism. I just don't eat anything at all. Like a lot of
No,
people
I
that
eat
think
all
they
that
have a
stuff.
high.
Mhm.
If you're out there and you're like a small guy like me or Chanman and you think that the reason why you're so small is because you have a really high metabolism and you eat a ton of shit, if you actually count calories for a day, your mind will be blown at how little you actually fucking eat. Like it's a struggle for most people my size to try to eat like 2,000 calories a day. It's food than you realize.
Yeah,
Holy
yeah.
fuck.
So
So
no,
I
I
don't
know,
know.
and I went through that too. It's like I don't like to eat. Like I don't gorge myself when I eat, right?
Sure.
So what I did instead was I just ate a bunch. Like a bunch of times during the day, and I was counting calories, dude. I was intaking a lot of calories. It was not an issue at all. I mean, I was eating everything like for a while, like ice
They
cream.
went on for
and,
like a full
and
year.
just
Like you should talk to a
everything.
doctor. Like something is wrong there. I think.
There's
right?
nothing
Like that
wrong,
sounds
dude.
really
I've had
wrong.
like doctors like my metabolism is definitely high, but that has nothing to do with the soreness and that sort of thing. It's just I don't know.
Huh.
I don't know. I just always feel sore whenever I do it. So that's why I just kind of stick to just doing sports and just doing things that are fun. I still feel sore afterwards. It's just at least I'm doing something that's fun instead of just like me just
Sure.
pumping iron and actually don't think
Well, maybe
it's
it'd be
that
even
fun.
worth it to like look up if it's a diet thing. Because I was gonna say like that was like I went to Las Vegas last weekend and I walked so much that day and then like I can do like the yard now, and I'm not sore at all like
Yeah.
the next day. That's really cool to me because I've never been in a position where it's like
Yeah,
usually the
I
next
think
day
it
I'll
would be
always be
great.
completely wiped out after shit like that, but now it doesn't affect me
it'd
at
be
all.
great.
You should look up some shit.
Dude,
That's really
I
fucking
worked with like I think I've gone through. I went through like 7 trainers too, like trying to figure out.
You gotta go to a doctor,
crazy
dude.
thing.
Maybe
I
which
did.
one
I
is
went
the
to the doctor
acupuncture
too.
one?
I went to the doctor too. They're like, it's nothing wrong with you, man. It's like, I'm like, okay. I either I'm just a wuss and I think this like soreness is actually minor soreness, but I don't think it is. It's, I mean, when I can kind of feel it distinctly like the entire day, it's not just this light soreness, So I don't know.
Huh. Okay.
So I just want excuses, man. No, dude, it's not that, dude. I'm actually a fairly athletic person, so it's not about laziness. I played competitive tennis, dude, like throughout
Oh, you
high
said you were
school,
athletic.
Yeah, fuck you. Fuck
Get it?
you.
I just bashed tennis. That was
Yeah,
good
yeah,
tennis,
yeah.
sorry.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm done.
All right, but okay, guys. So VODs will be up later, and we'll be back next week. You want to do shout-outs?
Shout out to Phoenix for making my mouse and my mouse pad. Shout out to Chanman for having me on his show. Shout out to that guy
Like our show at this
for-
point. Jeez.
PMing me that wonderful fanfic with me and my son. I appreciate it. And shout out to everybody else that loves me. Thank you.
Awesome. My shout-outs to all you guys that came and watched. Came back after 2 weeks. That's always great. Steven, of course, for being my co-owner in crime in this. And watched Wednesday Night Sprites tomorrow night. Have an LZ Gamer on with the crew. And then Thursday, going to have Carmack. And then we're going to have an episode, just the rest of the episode, all about studio production with Trance and Scoots and Elliot from NASL. Elliot, nobody knows, so I want to have him on the show so you guys can get a chance to meet the guy behind the pulse and all these great productions. And then I guess now World of Tanks, you get to see that. We'll get to talk to him about that a little bit, so that'll be good. But okay, guys, that's going to be it. So this is ChanmanV and Destiny. I think that gonna see you guys next week on Unfiltered. All right, later.
Hey,
What?
I want to mention the CRT League too. Check that out.
Okay.
CRTLeague.com, I think.
What's Sierra League?
Wait, CRTLeague.com.
What's Sierra League too?
It's like League of Legends tournament that I'll be playing in. Okay,
Okay.
CRTLeague.com. Mention that too. Okay.
All right,
sorry,
Sierra League, CRTLeague.com.
CRTLeague.com. You can sign up
All
for
right.
it if you want to play. It's $25 entry fee.
All right.
Prize
All right,
money. Yeah.
All right, cool. All right, we out. I'm playing this Wednesday Night Spreads commercial anyways. Bye.
All right. Rip in peace.